Okay.
We don't really need an intro either way, because this is live.
Awesome.
So it'll more grow as people come in. Oh, we actually have 3 viewers right now. Welcome, people.
3 viewers.
I'm sorry that you have to suffer through this with us.
Yes, this is like a therapy session for the boys. We have a lot of things to get off our chest today. I am Brendan. I'm joined, as ever, by Levi.
They don't know me by my real name. My name's Levi, by the way. Hey, Sente, what's going on, dude? Oh my god, I haven't seen you in like fucking weeks.
This isn't about you.
Fuck off, I'm talking to Sente now. Sente, what's good, man?
And Jordan.
I'm Jordan.
We are the Good, the Bad, the Ugly podcast. Just discuss everything that makes us hate ourselves about life.
Jesus Christ. Hey, Gilded, what's good, man?
We're going to be talking about a couple things today. We're talking about Godzilla King of the Monsters and X-Men Dark Phoenix, and then we're going to cap it off some E3 stuff that happened today. Godzilla, of course, being a childhood favorite of Jordan, and X-Men being a childhood favorite of mine. We are both very passionate about this, and we have a lot to get off our chests. It's going to be a long night, about 45 minutes.
So long.
Yes. It's going to be a fantastic evening. Stick around, listen to our rants, have a pint, sit back, relax. Do it. Alright, so first thing we're going to talk about...
Really?
Yes, have a pint.
First thing we're going to talk about... man.
Yeah. Sure. First we're going to talk about Godzilla King of the Monsters. Think we'll just maybe... I mean, I don't know. Jordan, would you consider X-Men Dark Phoenix to be fundamentally worse than Godzilla King of the Monsters?
That's a bit hard for me to say.
Yeah, I mean, they both hurt us in our own ways, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say it's about probably equal, because
yeah.
I'm going into X-Men without, like, as much experience as you, who's been, like, reading the comic books since forever.
Yeah.
And then you're going into Godzilla, like, have never seen any of the original stuff, like I have.
That is true. I've only seen 3. I saw the original from the 50s. I saw the 1999 Godzilla, which is not a Godzilla movie, technically.
It's a T-Rex movie. Overgrown.
It's a T-Rex movie that likes to eat fish and swims. Yeah. Then I saw the 2014 one, which I was disappointed by.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm very inexperienced when it comes to Godzilla. But we'll start with Godzilla King of the Monsters first, then we'll do X-Men, then we'll do E3 stuff, and on a happy note.
Sure. Happy note.
Sure.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
me...
The best of the bad notes.
I've only seen 2 Godzillas ever. And it was Zilla, the American one, and the recent Godzilla, which was... Yeah, I don't know anything. I know Big Monster. Big Monster real good.
Yeah. I know that it really is a thing that appeals to me. The prospect of guys in suits fighting, being a huge fan of Power Rangers and the Zord fights, is something seems like something I'd be really into. Which I should really try and watch them sometime.
Yeah, it's really fucking great.
Yes, but this new movie, I had high expectations for, like everyone did, because the trailers were absolutely phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever edited those trailers, by the way, you deserve a raise. You really do.
Deserve your own Oscar. Actually.
Yeah, you deserve your own. They need to make an Oscar category just for you, sir.
Call it
just
the B Team Oscar.
Clickbaiting trailers.
Yes.
We gotta preach B Team, guys.
We sat down for it, and as the movie went on, the first half hour, I was bored as shit, and I was like, okay, you know what, the movie's gonna get going, the monsters are gonna start fighting, and they do, and I still thought it was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what about it especially made it bad? Like, what made the movie flow?
I will allow Jordan to discuss that.
So, everything, honestly. At least for me, everything about that movie was, I felt like a train wreck.
Yeah.
Brendan, you said it like some CinemaCon, the director, was it?
Yes.
Said that it was,
yes. Let me look up his name really quick, but as I'm doing that, it was CinemaCon about a month and a half back. The director went on stage, and he basically was talking about his movie. His name is Michael Daughtry. Michael Daughtry, and he went on stage, talked about it. He just basically tore apart the 2014 Godzilla for having too many humans, not enough monsters. And he said in his own words, and I quote, "This movie will be basically the pay-per-view of monster fighting. It will be, they took the ratio, which was like 30% Godzilla and 70% humans, and he said they flipped it, so it would be 70% monsters and 30% humans." That is the biggest lie.
Yeah. I at least felt
just...
personally betrayed from that.
Yeah, same.
From what I understand, it's very much different.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Can we get numbers going here on like?
I would say like maybe 25% of the movie is focused on the monsters.
Yeah,
maybe 30.
Maybe like they basically kept the same formula in a sense. Yes. It's such a small amount of the monsters compared to the humans in this goddamn movie.
Technically speaking, monster stuff is going on, so it does cover most of the movie, but you don't focus on it 70% of the time. You focus on about that 30% of the time, even though it's happening all the time in the background.
I mean, I think a great example, Brendan, you watch WWE pay-per-views.
I do.
How many times is it that you watch like John Cena versus The Undertaker in the ring, and then there's some random little girl running through the aisles, and it just shows that as they're fighting?
Oh yeah. Nothing makes me feel better about watching a pay-per-view. $60 to watch this awesome legendary battle, and we cut to this 5-year-old girl running through the aisles.
Yeah, as you just see John Cena and Undertaker's feet shuffle in the back.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. That's a great way to put it. You pay your hard-earned money to see one thing, you get another thing.
Yes, exactly.
I would forgive it maybe if the characters were actually well written and well realized. They're not.
Well, that's no surprise based on the last one, honestly.
Yeah, it's not. And the thing is, the similarities between this one and the last one, they have really good actors in them. A tremendous cast. It's just they're all terrible because they have nothing to work with.
No one gives a shit.
No one gives a shit. Even the good guy, my favorite character from the last one that I actually kind of liked, the Asian doctor, I forget his name was. But yeah, even he has nothing to do in this movie, really. Yeah.
Well, it seems like, at very least, like, what's the standing of Godzilla as a movie franchise in the modern era? Because it's been an establishment and a staple of monster culture for a very long time. But has that necessarily carried over past 2010, is the thing. And I don't hear a lot going on about Godzilla. On anything.
You know, you're kind of right. I was watching some videos and reading some articles about the whole thing, and basically the whole thing is the struggle to bring Godzilla as a pop culture phenomenon to the West, because in Asia he's huge. He's a phenomenon kind of thing.
He's Godzilla.
Especially
he's Godzilla. Yeah.
Yeah, especially in Japan, his point of origin, he's still huge over there.
Yeah, and the thing is, in America, we've been trying this for like 2 decades now, and it still hasn't worked as well as they wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about the general public of the West or anything like that. Maybe we're just into big monster things. But yeah, it's just not really working.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. Because they got this whole, like, Legendary has all this money invested into this whole monster thing with, like, these Godzilla movies, that Kong movie. They're making a Rodan movie.
Really? A Rodan movie?
Yep, they're making a...
Hold on, you're cut out real heavy there, so you're probably going to have to repeat that.
Which one? Me?
That whole last sentence. That didn't come through at all.
They're making a whole Monsterverse right there. Like, cinematic universe. Yes, and they got the Rodan movie, the Mothra movie. They got another King Kong solo movie. They got another Godzilla. Then next year we're getting Godzilla versus King Kong.
Yay!
Yeah,
But was King
Yeah.
Kong, like, associated with Godzilla? I know he's also, like, a staple of monster culture, but I figured that he was more of an American creation type thing.
Yeah, back in the day with the original Godzilla movies, there was an actual, like, old, like, I'm pretty sure black and white Godzilla versus King Kong back in the day. So they're probably just trying to do that to try and bring both of the cultures together, I would assume.
Yeah, I feel like it's an effort to get like the Americans are way more interested in the Godzilla because, like, sure you don't know this Godzilla very well, but we'll tag in King Kong to make you more familiar with him. Yeah, bring you like interest into it, you know, because Americans know King Kong, of course.
No, yeah, everybody knows that tower scene where
Yeah,
he's swiping at the planes. Nobody can forget
Yes.
that, especially with that one with Jack Black in it. Because that movie just reinvented Kong. Well, not really reinvented necessarily, but it definitely brought him back into the mainstream view.
Yeah, definitely updated him.
Absolutely.
love that movie.
It's a great film.
But yeah, the movie came out a couple weeks ago now. Got fucking lambasted by critics for the same reasons we don't like it. However, the interesting thing is a large majority of audiences seem to love it. And this isn't the first time we've encountered this. Jordan and myself, we saw the Kong Skull Island movie, which is the tie-in to these movies, and we hated that too. But everyone else loved it. Even critics liked that movie. So we don't know if we're just assholes. Maybe we are.
Maybe
But-
we are.
Yeah, it's just not our thing, maybe. But you know, when it comes to a monster movie, what I'm not expecting a masterpiece, obviously, or like a huge character thing, like character depth or anything like that. I'm expecting to pay my $12, go sit down, have a nice, soda and my burger, and
And
recline in my seat and watch monsters fight for 2 hours.
Exactly. Just watch
Yeah.
some rampage happen.
No,
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
and I'm glad you brought that up because Rampage is a fantastic example of a monster movie done right.
Yeah, Rampage is not technically a good movie, but it's a damn entertaining movie.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what a
Yes.
monster movie is supposed to
Yes.
be.
Yes. That's exactly what this movie should have gone for. And the problem, I think, with these Godzilla movies is I think they take themselves way too seriously.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, old Japanese Godzilla in no way was serious from the clips that I've seen. Like,
Yeah.
that one where he literally does a drop kick on his tail and just slides towards the enemy. That's legendary, man.
Maybe not go that far with it.
I
Like, in
want to
these
see
movies.
that. I want to see that, like, major motion picture, Godzilla just flipping onto his tail and scooting into fucking Mothra or something. I want
You know
to
what
see
I
that.
want? You know what I want? I want John Cena and The Undertaker to put on, like, Godzilla and King Ghidorah suits and just go at it on the camera, you know?
Oh, just like the like motion capture suits.
My God, he just went through the table!
Oh my god, that'd be awesome. That would be sick. I would love that.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a fantastic film. Box office wise, we just pointed out before we started recording, it's actually doing quite well. It is the lowest grossing, like, so far of the MonsterVerse movies, and it probably will be the lowest grossing of the three thus far. But it'll still make money. It's way too long. It's like 2.5 hours. It's ridiculous. But Jordan, all these monsters coming, like King Ghidorah and everything like that they introduce. How did you feel with how they were portrayed?
For the most part, it's alright, it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to fuck up portraying a giant fucking monster.
True.
It's like, oh, you got Godzilla. Godzilla's there, he shoots laser beams.
No, yeah,
King
and
Ghidorah's there.
No, yeah, go ahead. I'll let
Oh,
you finish.
Okay, I'm sorry. You got King Ghidorah there with, his 3 heads and he's shooting lightning and he's literally just God.
Yep.
You got Rodin there who's just a flying fucking lava pterodactyl.
Hmm.
You got Mothra, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
One thing I thought was cool, actually, one of my favorite critics pointed out, he put it on his Twitter, that I didn't notice the movie. I wanted to see who was
Hold on, Brendan. You cut
What?
out real hard again, so I'm gonna need
God
you to repeat
damn it.
your last. I know. I don't
Fuck's sake.
necessarily know what happens. It just kind of sounds like you smash your face into a guitar pick, and
This is
you just lose all your teeth.
This is the first time we're doing this, so we'll get better. So, Movie Bob brought up something on his Twitter that I wanted to run by you, Jordan. And that Mothra, or designer of wings, is actually designed off of Godzilla.
Okay. By
So
God.
she-
By God.
God
You cut out
damn.
like everything right
Oh,
then.
I see. Because your computer is starting to blank. Okay, I think.
Oh,
My bad.
yeah. I'm probably dragging
Yeah.
bandwidth from you, huh?
Yeah. Nonetheless, okay, sorry. So Mothra's wings are modeled after Godzilla's eyes. I wonder if that is that a thing that goes to the entire like series because she's basically like a bannerman for him.
I don't think so. I know in the like old one where it's King Ghidorah versus Godzilla and has Mothra in it, like Mothra and Godzilla do team up. But I
Yeah.
don't think anything was, like, oh, they're in love and everything that, was brought in to
Yeah.
this new movie. Where it's like, oh yeah, they're together to, like, yeah, interspecies breeding. But
Yeah.
at least in the
We're
older
PC here on the Fantazoom channel. Interspecies breeding is fine with us.
Yes. Nothing makes me excited more than the thought of Godzilla, the thing that was like 5 times the size of Mothra, just going to town.
at least in the older
Rule 34,
films,
that boys.
it was Godzilla and
actually.
Mothra were like enemies. There is a legit like Godzilla versus Mothra, and Godzilla kills Mothra, and then there's a sequel which is Godzilla versus Son of Mothra.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So he not only kills Mothra, but goes after the kid, too.
Well, the kid comes back for revenge. It's like a literal like story arc in WWE wrestling.
That's fucking
You
awesome,
killed my
dude.
mother, you son of a bitch!
I honestly feel like WWE wrestling is just Godzilla downscaled to humans.
Yeah.
I feel like
basically.
that's what happened there.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay,
We'll have
so
a ladder match for the custody of a child. that's a thing, by the way. It's amazing.
oh
check it
my
out.
good god, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So yeah, next year we have, of course, Godzilla vs. Kong. I don't care anymore. I'll see it, I guess, because we'll probably still be doing this podcast.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Can't wait to see Kong punch Godzilla with a woman.
I can't.
With
Oh yeah, that's a Levi. Have you seen Kong?
I have seen clips of it. I was not
Oh,
interested at all, so
Okay.
I decided to
So-
avoid the whole thing.
This is a thing that happens in the movie. So King Kong grabs Brie Larson, who's in the movie,
Yeah.
wraps his fist around her, and then punches into the mouth of a monster, and pulls out his fist along with his intestines and shit. Opens his head, and she's perfectly fine.
Yep.
Oh my, what? No.
Yeah.
I was really
Yeah.
hoping you'd say, like, she fucking died.
No,
No,
And
no,
then
he's
I'd be
Brie
like,
Larson.
sick! Now we don't have
He's
to deal
Brie
with
fucking
freaking,
Larson.
Yeah.
fucking Captain Marvel or whatever the hell.
Let's see.
And that one scene in Endgame.
Now, Godzilla vs. Kong is not by the same director, thank Jesus.
Ah.
Let me look at this stuff right now, but we all know how it's going to play out. It's going to be like BVS.
I
They're
mean,
going to fight for a little bit.
hold on. We could potentially see a turnaround. Because there should be at least a good enough pushback on this.
Oh,
that we
no.
get.
no, because audience loves Godzilla, right? King of the Monsters.
Jordan?
I
Jordan?
hate people.
What?
Oh god. I just realized that Kong vs. Godzilla is directed by Adam Wingard. I don't know if you're familiar with his work.
What has he done?
He
Who
did
is
the
this?
2016 Blair Witch movie.
Okay.
Oh, so we're getting a lot of shaky cam then.
We're getting a lot of shit. He did. Oh my god, it just gets worse.
Oh,
Well,
no.
boys, we're
live
going
action
back to
Death Note?
Walmart.
He did the live action.
Wait,
Death Note?
what? Okay, so he's a fucking war criminal. We need to get this man. We need to drag him into the streets.
You know, nothing like when I watch Blair Witch 2016 and Death Note live action, nothing fills my head more than I need this man to direct Kong vs. Godzilla. There we go. This is the
Great
kind of movie
decisions.
Yes. But it comes out March next year. Jordan, you had a pitch for how they really should have done this movie. I'm really interested in hearing it.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
made
go
this
ahead,
movie
dude.
better?
Yeah, but first of all, if you guys wanted to know, So this sequel, I learned, was greenlit during the opening weekend of the 2014 Godzilla.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So literally, like, with all the mixed signals from that movie, they're like, you know what? Let's do another.
Yeah, let's do another.
Yeah.
Let's turn out the monsters to 11, or more like a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I guess there's gonna be kind of some spoilers, for you people that haven't seen this movie yet. So just,
They're
fair
not going
warning.
to see it. They're not going to see it. Don't worry about it.
All right, just saying.
Please
fair
don't
warning.
see it.
After
Please
this
don't.
after this glowing review, they're not going to
Like-
see this movie?
Honestly, like, if you really want to see it, wait till it's on Netflix or HBO or something.
Or you
I'll
know,
get it. No,
fucking dollar
fish it.
store bin.
Yeah, hold on. Fish it out of the fucking discount bin at your local Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart, Target.
Like where I get
literally
all my birthday presents for Brendan.
Yes.
I just scoop
Thank you.
scoop
Thank
the
you.
shit
I have
out
Shark
of the
Tale
bottom.
on DVD for this reason.
I'm getting you like 4 more of those, by the way.
Yes.
You're gonna have a whole shelf of them.
Thank
Just
God.
DVDs of Shark Tale. The
I have
best
too many
movie of all
good
time.
movies. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. But
I don't need no John Wick 3 Steelbook.
Yeah, let's so Jordan, what was your pitch for the film? I'm interested in hearing this.
So, basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna basically keep kind of like the first 20-ish minutes of what happened, because it's
Okay.
boring, but it's all
Establishes the
boring.
world.
Yeah, it establishes what's going on. Like, hey, here's what happened in the 2014 movie. This is why X person, the main character, who is Mark Russell, the doctor guy, main
Yes.
character, Mark Russell. It's shows like how he kind of hates Godzilla and everything because Godzilla, fucking killed his son in the 2014 movie by accident. Kind of hard to control who dies when you're, knocking over skyscrapers.
Right.
though.
It's honestly like stepping on ants.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
do you notice the ants that you step on? No.
Yeah. So we're
Only
basically
if they're in your
establishing
garbage
that
can.
we're establishing that he's divorced with his now ex-wife, Dr. Emma Russell, and that he doesn't have custody of his child, Madison, and it's showing all of this. And then basically throughout the movie, Emma Russell and Madison, his ex-wife, and daughter, they basically show that they've found Mothra in its larva state, and showing that they can control, in a sense, to some degree, the kaiju and how they behave due to like frequencies of sounds. Like they use it with like an alpha kaiju's like sound frequency to show like, hey, don't fuck with us, we're top dog, because alpha, bitch.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, and while that's happening, some terrorists come in, as they do, and kill all the scientists and basically take them so they can try to control the kaijus.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout this, Mark Russell, our main character, he catches wind of this from the organization. I forget the name of what the organization's called because I really don't care.
It doesn't honestly
Monarch.
matter. We'll just refer...
Monarch.
Yes.
Oh, that
Okay.
actually makes sense, actually, contextually.
Yeah, so the people of Monarch are like, hey, your wife's gone missing because she's been working with us to help coexist with these monsters. And he catches wind that his daughter's also been taken as well, so he goes kind of on a mission to try and find them. And in order to do this, they go to one of their undersea labs to investigate Godzilla, because Godzilla is also an alpha monster, so he kind of knows where the alpha frequencies are. And while this is happening, the terrorists take Emma and Madison to, like, Antarctica, I believe, where King Ghidorah is currently encased in ice. And they're trying to free him and control him, because he's also top dog.
Okay.
So while this is happening, they're
So wait, this
basically-
is basically the plot to How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Yeah, like the final battle thing. Yeah, a bit.
It's very much sounding to me like this is just a rip-off of How to Train Your Dragon 2.
But anyways, this is where kind of the differences and where I see it should have taken a different turn happens. Because what normally would happen what happens in the movie is they like befriend Godzilla in a sense, learn like where he's going so they can find them. They free King Ghidorah, and King Ghidorah and Godzilla fight while they're there trying to fucking save his daughter and wife, and it's a bunch of like I don't care shit. And then it turns into a bunch of like geopolitics and like man's a disease on this earth and we need to, cleanse it with kaiju.
I am so sick of the eco-terrorist cliche.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a cliche at this point. It is a little bit overexplored, but I wouldn't go so far as to call it a cliche. Like, the most prominent film that I remember taking that stance before this one was, what was it? It was Kingsman, the original.
Geostorm.
Geostorm?
Oh, shit, yeah! I never saw Geostorm either, because I avoid bad films. Like, I poke him with a 10-foot stick, I keep him on the other side of the street, and I walk on my way.
Did we watch Geostorm together? I thought we watched Geostorm together.
I thought we did, yeah.
Did we
Maybe
watch
you weren't paying
Geostorm?
attention.
Yeah, none of us was paying
honestly
attention.
Probably wasn't. I probably got drunk and forgot about the whole thing. I'm not gonna lie.
Alright, fair enough. But this is where I see the movie should have taken another turn, and this is basically my kind of script of how this movie should have been.
Alright, lay it on me.
So they basically go to the undersea lab, and they meet Godzilla. And while they're trying to do all this complex science shit to figure out exactly where they are, the terrorists don't, like, dilly-dally around and just free King Ghidorah while the scientists are still in the underground lab. So they have no chance of being there and no chance of saving them. And because of this, King Ghidorah awakens, and his alpha frequency, at least what happens in the movie, and this is going to be another difference, he comes out, Godzilla and him fight, King Ghidorah eventually goes away and all that, and then the eco-terrorists go around to other areas where there are big kaiju, like, sleeping, and awaken them with the thing. What I think should have been done instead is when King Ghidorah gets awoken, he's just such, an intimidating presence that, let alone the entire world shakes and, like, erupts, and all the other monsters awaken to King Ghidorah's, awakening as well. It's like a giant, like chain reaction that happens because he's such a top dog.
Right, and then that would speed along the movie and remove the unnecessarily human element. Sorry,
yeah.
I twisted my tongue.
And throughout the movie, they explain that Monarch has like many different bases all along the world where kaiju are located. So because all of the kaiju awaken at once, it's basically just like apocalypse happening right now. And because of that, humans have to, like, basically Gurren log on it and go underground to these bases so they don't just fucking die.
Okay, and for the viewers who don't know, Gurren Lagann is a Japanese animation series about people who live underground as mole people that spring forth and then conquer the universe. It's a fantastic series, and I encourage you all to watch it if you haven't.
Yeah, and so I
continuing.
thought that... So that's like how we would have our humans still there, in a sense, because they can't go outside because it's just total Armageddon out there, but we still see them looking at it as like, oh shit, like we need Godzilla to win because Godzilla's on our side. So they can go
he's fairly on our side, as far as we can tell, at least within the context of the previous films.
Yeah, you know what I mean,
is that
though.
He's like a perfectly neutral force.
Yeah,
he's like a storm.
Yeah, but basically the whole Monarch thing is like they are like basically friends with Godzilla. They know Godzilla is a good kaiju that's there to like basically be their defender, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I hear you.
Yeah. So because of this, it's like all of them like rooting on Godzilla, like, come on, man, you got to do this. And while this is happening, it's basically the eco-terrorists just, like using some of the bases to their advantage and just like moving around the world to different locations to like lure King Ghidorah there to destroy certain cities and all that stuff to let nature reclaim it.
Right, because they're eco-terrorists and they like trees and hate people.
Yeah. And basically what I thought would also be a fun aspect of this is like, because there's different bases all around the world that humans would be sheltered in. And so it could be like a fun little experiment to see how different like areas would react to it. Like, oh, over here in New York City, people are freaking out and like crying. Oh, over here in Mexico, same thing. Oh, over here in Las Vegas, they're placing bets on which monsters are gonna win.
Dude, that would be awesome. I would totally participate in some like monster betting going on here.
Like, oh, that Rodon fool? Haha, I can't win.
Nah, man, I'm putting
$500.
all my money down on Godzilla.
Yeah.
We know who's the
$1
MC.
million on Godzilla.
But yeah, I thought that would be
yes.
funny to show, like, some of the human interactions that people want from these movies for some reason, while still giving us all the monster stuff.
Well, what they really want in the end, I feel at very least, from these films, is to kind of bring it to that level of monster film where it's like, oh my gosh, look at all the tragedy that's befalling in this cataclysmic battle of these massive forces that we can't possibly control. And they're really shoveling that in our face when what we came for is to see Godzilla straight up laser beam a motherfucker in the face.
Yeah. But with all this going on, basically it's Godzilla going out there and trying to take down, one monster at a time, trying to reclaim the world for humans and stuff. This is where it gets... so, with that, the military, of course, because it's the military, are like, no, we just gotta nuke all the monsters and shit, which, never works. So how it is in the movie, what happens is they send in a new prototype weapon to try and help against King Ghidorah when King Ghidorah and Godzilla fight for the second time.
Wait, did they bring in Mechagodzilla?
No, because they're idiots.
Gosh
that's
damn it, dude! That would be such a freaking epic moment to see Mechagodzilla come out there.
That is legit what we thought they were going to do as soon as they started talking about a secret weapon that was going to kill everybody, all the monsters.
Dude, that would be so cool. Why did they miss that opportunity?
It's just a super nuke.
Yep.
It's, oh my gosh, so literally the most basic bitch thing that a fucking 11-year-old would come up with.
Yep, they send in a super nuke, they call an oxygen bomb, and hit Godzilla and basically kill Godzilla.
Wow, so they literally, they friendly fire the one that's literally trying to correct things.
So, I would still keep that, to show, like, wow, humans are really fucking stupid.
Oh my gosh.
And basically what happens is Godzilla doesn't die. He's just like really close to it and has to retreat and rest.
Okay, hold on. I have to stop you for a second because you just said I just heard something that is a way overused stereotype that I'd kind of like to see drift from the mainstream. And it's the humans are dumb one. I feel that is way, way overhit in almost every film.
It's especially well overhit as well in the way that they used it, where it's the military doing it, because it's like, we will fight.
Yeah, and that's another thing. It's like always the military as well.
But basically, what happens throughout the movie that I would still keep is Dr. Serizawa, who is the Japanese doctor that like basically knows all the mythology and everything on Godzilla in the movie franchise.
Mm-hmm.
He basically is like, we have to find Godzilla and like feed him nuclear energy so he can recover faster, because it's like they estimate it'll take like 100 years or so for him to recuperate, which they don't have the time for.
Oh my god. So not only did they friendly fire their boy Godzilla, they failed to kill even Godzilla with that bomb.
Yeah.
So they're just epically fucked, because even their super secret weapon is proven useless.
It's kind of hilarious because they hit the super nuke on him, and they go to his lair, and he looks like only vaguely inconvenienced. Like he's having a nice nap. Yeah, he's having like a nap,
Hold on, have you guys seen a talking cat?
Yeah, of course. We've seen the JonTron one.
Okay, so you've seen the JonTron video at very least. So you remember how the cat's laying in bed with like a bandage laying over him, and he's like supposed to have been hit by a car? Is that kind of the level that we're dealing with here?
Kinda.
In a sense, like you look at him, and it's just like, oh wow, he just has like a few scratches.
Yeah.
Alright.
You look fine. Don't need to nap for 100 years. Get up.
Get up, you baby.
But yeah. So basically, when they reach down to Godzilla's lair, they find that it's super radiated, and just like no people can survive out there, and a lot of their electronics lose power because of it. So basically, someone has to basically suicide deliver this nuclear energy to Godzilla to help him awaken.
Wait a minute, there was a nuke that somebody had to ride out with in the first one, wasn't there? Like the first new one, the reboot.
I believe so. There was something about... I think they were trying to kill Godzilla with, like, a nuke. Just like a regular nuclear bomb.
Lol.
And it's just like, you idiot.
Should have used an oxygen bomb, fool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I would still kind of keep that, because Dr. Serizawa, the one that's been following all of this, basically decides, I'll sacrifice myself for this, because, you know, Godzilla's here to protect us. The least I can do is sacrifice my life for him and everything. So, before he goes to deliver the bomb and everything, he gives the main character, as we remember, kind of hating Godzilla in the beginning of the movie, Dr. Mark Russell, his notes on everything Godzilla related.
Right.
And so throughout the movie as well, my version, the character is just struggling with, he has to believe in Godzilla in order for his, you know, like, daughter and wife to live, since they're, you know, out there still, in a sense, so he can find them.
Okay.
So, basically,
and wait,
you know,
is the main character the same main character we saw in the recent reboot, or is he a new man?
No, it's not the military guy.
Okay, because he was also pretty terrible.
Yes.
I believe he was still in the first one, it's just, like, he's the main spotlight now.
Okay, gotcha.
But, yeah, so Dr. Serizawa delivers the nuke to help revive Godzilla, all that happens, you know, sort of the humans' redemption for just, like, friendly firing Godzilla.
Oh, good God.
So because of that, you know, Godzilla comes back, you know, now, like, fully recharged and everything, you know, ready to wreck some shit.
Right.
You know, starts his alpha fight between King Ghidorah, two alphas going at it. During this entire fight, King Ghidorah is like, hey, Rodon, I need your help. And then Rodon comes in.
Wait. Do they actually speak, or is this a non-verbal communication?
Non-verbal thing.
Okay.
Like,
Oh my god. Can you imagine if they just start speaking?
No. Give him like Pika's voice from from fucking One Piece. Give him that really high-pitched, annoying voice.
Brought to you by legendary Godzilla, voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
But yeah, so that happens, and then, you know, Mothra comes in to help Godzilla, which is where all the fan art and, like, oh, they're a couple, you know, comes in.
Of course, because, you know, the internet.
Yeah. So,
Nothing says romantic like a 50-foot tall fucking beast monster.
So it basically, in the movie, turns into Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, while Mothra and Rodon are fighting in the air.
Okay.
Which sounds like so fucking cool, right? And it's gonna be
that sounds like it's a good opportunity for a dynamic action sequence with a lot of camera changes.
Well, guess what we get to see? A lot of dynamic action in the background, because it's all feet, and a lot of camera changes with a little girl running away from said fight.
Gosh damn it, dude.
It's
I gotta go hide in the bathtub!
Okay, so first they robbed us. They fucking robbed us then of Mechagodzilla. And now they're showing us monster toes as an excuse for a fight.
Honestly, this, like, entire final fight is the most annoying thing, because it's constantly like, oh, Godzilla's going in for a punch, cut, little girl running for like 5 minutes, Godzilla's going in for a kick, little girl running for 10 minutes.
10?
Yeah.
Oh my good God, 10 minutes?
We gotta show the family drama. We gotta show the family drama. We gotta show the family reuniting and hugging and shit.
But, like, is it that drawn out? Because from, like, my previous... Wow,
Yeah.
that's horrible.
I'd say the final fight is probably about 20 minutes long, and it's at the very least 50-50. At the very least 50-50, like
really
human and
annoying.
monster. Yeah. Every time the fight starts, it gets awesome. It's something cool, like, you know, like Godzilla's like spearing Ghidorah into a building. It's like, fuck, this is actually getting pretty cool, and then boom, cuts right back to the family.
That's so fucking stupid. They clear. I just
like,
don't know anymore, dude. What do I expect out of a monster film? I'm just gonna
Monsters.
expect to go in and see a little girl fucking tripping on her flip-flops walking down fucking Cherry Lane while Godzilla tries to step on her.
Like, honestly, I would rather watch The Meg, and that's coming from someone that didn't like The Meg.
No, dude, The Meg's awesome, though. It's a fantastic film. It's the best film of 2018. I think it was released in 2018, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But basically, what I thought would have been cool which they didn't do in the movie, is King Ghidorah has 3 fucking heads. Each one can shoot lightning. So while King Ghidorah has like 2 heads focusing on Godzilla, while Mothra and like Rodan are fighting in the air and everything, he has one other head like shooting, like suppressing like thunder beams at Mothra to like help out Rodan. Which
no,
you
yeah,
know, that would have been so cool. Yeah,
but no,
they don't do that.
Dude, if they had only thought about it, honestly.
Yeah, the way I would basically have the movie wrap up though is Godzilla King Ghidorah during the madness, main character's daughter and wife die again, and it's just him like slowly, sinking into like that hatred for Godzilla, like, you motherfucker, you were supposed to save them and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just goes to him turning to the military with the notes and being like, hey, I think I know something that can help. And then we get an after credits scene of him working on making Mechagodzilla.
That would be cool if that happened, but that's not what we get. What we get is even worse. So, sorry, I should say so much worse.
Is even worse. You didn't like that synopsis, huh?
I do. Sorry, I worded it wrong. I like that idea because that's something exciting and something I actually paid to see. But I didn't get. But what's so much worse is we get an after credits scene where eco-terrorist is like in this like foreign black market, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you got this thing for me? Yeah, it's one of King Ghidorah's decapitated heads," and he's like, I'll take it. So they can set up for a sequel and have BVS, but Godzilla vs. King Kong.
Okay, and then oh my gosh, I can already see it in my head. They're gonna do a freaking Batman v Superman moment with that.
Yep,
where Godzilla and freaking King Kong are going at it. They're like, I hate you, man. And then,
save Mothra!
And then all of a sudden, an eco-terrorist is going to walk up with like a shoulder-mounted dragon head.
Why'd you say that name?
And they're going to be like, we have to put aside our differences. And then they both double punch the eco-terrorist.
My pitch for the movie is a lot worse. Probably worse than the movie we got, but I love it.
I'm just pitching the movie that I want to get at this point.
Yes. I want Ghidorah to wake up with all the monsters, and it's too much for Mothra and Godzilla to handle. So it's they're in the cave. They're thinking hard what to do. Like, Mothra, what the fuck we do? and like Godzilla, I don't know what the fuck to do. What the fuck we do? I'm gonna tell you what we gonna do. What are we gonna do, Mothra? We're gonna go to the man we couldn't trust before, but we have no other choice now. We have to go get our friend back. And he's like, God damn it, I swore I'd never work with that man again.
It's King Kong.
And boom, cut to Skull Island. King Kong is like farming.
He's like smoking a cigar. A big ass cigar.
He's out in the field, hitting the dirt and stuff, getting ready for harvest, and his wife and kids are on the porch.
Like he's Thanos?
His wife and kids are on the porch, and then he hears some noises. He gets all defensive, gets his chest up, looks over, and it's just Godzilla and Mothra coming on the beach. And he looks over at his kids like, get in the house. And they get in the house. And then him and his wife approach Godzilla and Mothra, like, what are you doing here? Oh man, bro. You don't understand, says Mothra. It's bad. Ghidorah came away again. World's fucked up now. We need you. And it's like, okay, I'll work with you, Mothra. I'm not gonna work with that piece of shit. Point to Godzilla. And Godzilla's like, fuck you too, asshole. And then it's like, okay, but then eventually they sit down for a nice lunch. Maybe some squid and whatever Skull Island has to offer. And they just chow down and they discuss, okay, we'll put aside the differences and we'll just take these guys on. And yeah, basically they go out, they fight King Ghidorah, and they have an awesome battle. I'm thinking King Kong has Ghidorah in a chokehold, like a sleeper hold, and he just is holding Ghidorah still so Godzilla can hit him with his laser beams, which would be awesome. Yes. They're just taking everything out, and then they start losing the battle because it's still 8-on-3 or whatever. Because Godzilla, sorry, King Kong's wife and kids, they can't help. They gotta stay on the farm. They gotta watch over things.
Tend the wheat.
And then, yeah. Godzilla's about to die. He's like about to get killed by Ghidorah over top of him. And then what's going to happen is King Kong's going to sneak up and super kick Ghidorah. And throws him over. And then Godzilla's like, oh my god, he saved me. He's going to look up at King Kong. And King Kong's going to reach out his hand and is like, nobody kills you but me. And they do the bro pull him up thing. And it was like, alright, let's kill the son of a bitch, like the old days. Yeah! And boom, enemies become friends again. Boom, emotional moment. So maybe a hug?
Oh my good god.
Maybe they're not there yet, but we'll definitely get a hug at the end of the movie after the battle.
Oh yeah.
So they team up again, they do this 3-way awesome move, and it's gonna be great. And, yeah. That's the Godzilla movie I want.
I kind of want that now too, honestly.
Yes.
You pitched that, dude. Damn.
Yes, and of course they need to be talking. So I'm thinking we get Ryan Reynolds for Godzilla.
No, dude. We don't need them to talk. They just do sign language.
We just have subtitles on.
We get
subtitles
Rebel
with
Wilson
sign language.
do Mothra.
Wilson.
No, you know what? Amy Schumer.
No.
Yeah. No, you know what?
No.
Because she's hot, right? She's white hot on the Community at the moment. Look at Brie Larson. Look at Brie Larson voice our Mothra.
That's far more acceptable than Amy Schumer.
True, though. True. And I'm thinking Josh Brolin for King Kong, because, you have to. You have to.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Anyway, that's my pitch. That's the movie I want to see. And Jordan pitched his movie. That's the movie he wants to see. I think either option, even as ridiculous as mine is, would have been better than what we got. I think we can all agree on that.
No, yeah, absolutely. It's probably better than what we're going to get as well.
Yep.
This tie-in is likely going to be just an absolute cash-in.
Yeah, actually, the more I think about it, that legit spot where, I'm thinking, if I'm in my head, King Kong, has Ghidorah in a sleeper hold so he can just get hit by lasers of Godzilla. That's actually a pretty cool scene. I want to legit see that in the movie.
Dragon Ball Z, Raditz Piccolo vs. Goku.
Oh, heck yeah, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's Godzilla King of the Monsters. It's honestly one of the most disappointing films I've seen in a while, except for this other movie we're going to talk about. But, Jordan, I understand, poor Jordan, after we finish the screening, I look over at this poor man. The man looks like he's been violated, stabbed, and then violated again.
Dude, that's honestly
but violated in the
how
stab
he looked.
wound.
Yeah, violated in the stab wound.
Oh my good
Put
God.
some salt in there too,
That's good lubricant.
It was so sad.
It's really not.
And Jordan, I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe one day they'll get it right.
Maybe.
Not the next one. Definitely not that one.
Right.
But maybe the one after that.
Well, we can only dream. So, is that all we have to say about Godzilla then? I've pretty much said my piece.
That's all I have to say about Godzilla.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so our next film we're going to talk about is...
Hold on 1 second.
Oh no.
Oh
no.
Alright.
Oh no.
We're good. I'm ready to make the change. Go ahead.
Okay, do we have a slideshow? Sorry?
I have images prepared.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so this new movie that we're talking about now is a movie that just came out a few days ago. It's called Dark Phoenix, or X-Men Dark Phoenix, whatever country you're from. I have no idea why, but in England and stuff, in Europe, if you go there, it's X-Men Dark Phoenix, but everywhere else it's just Dark Phoenix. I don't know what the difference is. Are British people too stupid to understand this X-Men movie? I don't know.
Hold on, I just want to quickly tell you, Brendan, that a lot of the people that watch me are British.
Hey! Sorry, mate.
You've insulted half of my fans.
Hey, long live the Queen!
It's okay, he's Canadian.
Yep,
he's Canadian. He's just America's hat.
So,
don't worry about
we're going to talk about X-Men Dark Phoenix, and it is, without a doubt, well, it's my second or third most disappointing movie of all time.
Yeah.
Because this is if you guys didn't know, listening, This is the last Fox X-Men movie. This is the last movie of this franchise, at least for another 6 to 7 years, because they're going to get rebooted into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's going to be great, I'm sure.
It's actually going to be handled by competent people that care about the IP.
True though. Say what we will about the Marvel movies, so people obviously care there. But this franchise has now been around for 19 years, and it's had its ups, had its downs. This is something that was very close to me as a kid growing up. It was one of the things that got me into movies hardcore as a kid. I was watching X-Men 1 and 2 and being like, this is the fucking hypest shit I've ever seen in my life. Seeing Wolverine still to this day, even if it's kind of stupid and de-aged, giving the middle finger to Cyclops with his claw is still kind of the most badass thing I've ever seen. Yeah. Man, these movies are so close to my heart. Even the bad ones I have a soft spot for, like X-Men 3, X-Men Origins Wolverine, even X-Men Apocalypse. Part of me still wants to do that, and I'm going to call that part of myself the 5-year-old Brennan, because he still believes that everything is good, that is connected to something I love.
It's directly connected to your sense of innocence, so you're bound to find love in it.
I was partly raised by X-Men. There are 4 things that are still going on to this day that I connect to my childhood and still feel nostalgic over. There's Star Wars, there's wrestling, there's X-Men, and there's another 4th one I can't think of at the moment. Anyway, X-Men is one of those main other ones, and it's just so hard because this is without a doubt my least favorite of the franchise. Thinking about it, I don't know if you guys fundamentally speaking, it might be a little bit better than X-Men Origins Wolverine, but at least X-Men Origins Wolverine had some good ideas and some good performances, and obviously some people that cared. Some people. Right. Yes. This movie has absolutely nothing, and for being the culmination of 20 years build up, it's the biggest dud of end of any franchise I've ever seen. It's so heartbreaking to me and crippling. I legit, when the movie was over, I felt like crying in my seat.
No, yeah,
I had a tear welling up in my seat. I had a tear welling up. I was sitting, and it was like, "Don't do this, Brent. Don't break down in front of your boys again." Because I can only cry during 2.
Yeah.
I can only cry during 2 movies a year. I've already used 1 ticket of that. I'm not gonna use the other one.
To be clear, this is something that he instigates on himself. We don't actually have tickets that's like, okay, we're not going to beat you. We're not going to beat you if you only cry twice. But,
after Last Jedi, Brennan, you can only cry twice a year.
If you cry a 3rd time, we're going to wail on you with 2x4s. So, try to avoid that.
Okay.
Hold on. Before we start tearing into this movie's plot, let's get the other members' opinions on the overall film.
Yes, please.
Okay, so
I'll
go ahead and start, since Jordan started last time. So, overall, X-Men isn't nearly as important to me as it clearly is to you. But I really did see the pain on your face, throughout that entire thing. Particularly in a couple of scenes that I'm not going to mention yet, because we'll get into that. But it wasn't so much that the movie was terrible. It was just so utterly... Actually, yeah, it was terrible. I don't know really where I was going with that. Don't know where my brain exactly went there. Just...
It happens to me all the time.
No, yeah. Okay, so basically this movie is absolutely terrible for a variety of reasons. The plot, overall, I don't feel like any of these characters have anything behind them. They're practically plastic. And I can't figure out what's driving them on the inside. Why did this character make this decision? And I feel like, particularly with Magneto's character, there's just constant relapsing onto the same character tropes that we just continuously see.
We will get into that shit.
Yeah, especially between Apocalypse and this one. It's just a pattern of behavior and storytelling that's really, really bad.
It's when it's things changing purely for the sake of plot convenience.
Well, yeah, exactly, and it's just to push this plot towards what they want to go to, instead of it being a natural progression.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and say that I only liked one scene in this entire movie, and it's right near the end.
I would... I think I know...
The fuck, yeah, as soon as those credits rolled, I'm like, oh, thank God! Hallelujah!
I thought you were going to say, like, when the credits are over and the non-existent end credit scene, you know? So you can just stare at this black screen and you can be free.
You can see what's actually inside you, just darkness.
Yeah. It's just... Oh, God.
You know what? This movie might actually be a fantastic film because it truly drags the soul out of your body.
It does! It dragged my soul and beat the shit out of the childhood me. It took 5-year-old Brennan in his innocence. And it was like beating him with a baton.
Oh yeah, I feel the
You don't know! You don't like what you think you like.
Alright, so... I have one last thing to say, and then I'll pass the baton over to Jordan. There's only one character, as well, that I feel is even close to being a good character. And that's the Blue Devil. Which I can't remember if that's actually his name. Crawler. I'm not into X-Men, guys. It's literally for one sequence, but I feel like he is the only character that's consistent throughout the film, that has some sort of character.
By the way, he's supposed to be like that all the time.
Is he?
But yeah, it's
so
just, like in the comics, he's like that literally all the time, and it's fucking awesome. But I don't know why. Even in both adaptations of Nightcrawler, have done these movies, they hold back on them really, really far.
Yeah, I don't know why they would do that. That scene,
except for the opening scene in X-Men 2 when he's going through the White House. Right. And just like, killing all those people, which is amazing.
No, yeah, and that's what that character is really good for.
Yeah,
it's like he has such a great potential for action scenes.
True,
and it's only utilized like once or twice. And
yes,
the first time it was not utilized very well at all, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty much that's pretty much what I got to say. Jordan, what do you got?
This movie fucking sucked.
X-Men Dark Phoenix was the most disappointing thing since my son.
Could you elaborate on that? Is there anything you wanted to add before we start tearing into the plot?
The only thing I can really say about this movie is I blacked out this movie, except for like the first 15 minutes of it.
I can't blame you.
Wait, okay, so... Just to let you guys in the chat know what's going on here, me and him ordered drinks. I slammed mine down pretty quick. I didn't get even a buzz off of it. I didn't think that you got drunk, dude.
No, not at all. No, I'm just, like, I can't remember anything of this movie. Like, my mind was so fucking bored that it just turned off.
Yes.
Oh, so you literally went comatose in a theater because of this movie.
Like, I remember stuff of the movie. It's just, like, I can't, like... If you ask me to recall, like, really important stuff, it's just like, I don't know. All I know is they were fighting because someone died.
Maybe. Honestly, though.
Alright, it's so fucking bad.
Honestly, if you guys want to see this movie, I recommend that you tune out, but I don't think you're going to want to. Star Dragon, thank you so much for the follow. And welcome to the chat. Hope you're enjoying.
Please don't see this film. And thank you for the follow. More fans soon.
Comatose, drunk from the movie, not the alcohol. Absolutely, Sente. Wow, my voice just cut out hard there.
Sure.
Jordan, what's your relationship with the X-Men movies?
To bring up the concept of like the other adaptions, like what would you guys say was like the best X-Men adaptation?
Ooh, fuck. Logan isn't faithful to the comics, but it's fantastic on its own.
No, yeah, I loved that movie. Professor X in that movie is my fucking man, dude.
And same thing with X-Men Days of Future Past. It's not very faithful to the comics, but again, I thought it was fantastic in its own way.
X2.
X2 is great. X2, people say X2 doesn't hold up, but and I will admit X-Men 1 does not hold up. X-Men 2 I think holds up really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you say that that's a consequence of the medium changing? Like, do you think it's actually
Yeah.
adaptable
Well,
from
if you
comic? Hold on one second. I have
sorry.
to finish speaking. I am the streamer.
Oh.
Since the
sorry.
person
I
interrupted
hold
people.
your rights above your head. I'm joking, of course. But do you think that it's because it's from comic book to live action? Do you think there's another actual motion picture like medium that could be used that would better benefit the comics?
Yeah, honestly, there's a couple things they could have done. They could have established the universe in a right way, but they didn't do that. Like X-Men, the comics and the cartoon even gets really insane, but to the point where I don't even know if a movie would want to do that. Like they bring in like aliens and they do all this space shit all the time.
Right.
They even like go into like religious stuff, like fighting demons in hell and things like that happened.
Wow, that actually sounds awesome.
Yes, that's the kind of movie I want to see, but they they went for the more grounded in reality thing, and there are some good things to bring out from that, like the whole mutant in the universe thing, like being a symbolism for racism. You know, there's some good political commentary to be had there. So and that's why some of the movies work and some of the movies don't. And the problem with the X-Men movies as time went on was they didn't really adjust their formula to them as time progressed, as the as the trends. They didn't adjust to the trends because, like, eventually in like 2008, Marvel Cinematic Universe came in and changed the game completely. And meanwhile, X-Men just kind of did the same thing they always did. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Sometimes it failed hard.
Yeah. So, based on what you're saying, it's almost like this movie shares a lot of the failings that the Godzilla franchise has.
Exactly. And the thing is, X-Men has all the potential in the world to be as good as the MCU. Honestly, with its storytelling and its characters, it's just I don't think they were ever at the right time, at the right place, anything like that, or the right people.
Right, and now with this
didn't
particular,
work.
Sorry, I keep interrupting you, and I'm
it's okay.
actually
it's okay.
sorry.
It's fine. We have time.
Right.
Anyway, after we got home, we discussed doing a podcast on this. Happy debut episode, by the way. And I went kind of full detective mode on everything. The production, all the rewrites, all the reshoots. Because if you guys didn't know, this movie was delayed a year.
Wait, it was?
A fucking year. Yep, a year. It's supposed to come out. It's supposed to come out actually March of last year.
What exactly prompted that?
Now here's the thing. They have like Fox Marvel and Disney Marvel are obviously two separate entities, but they're very interlinked. They communicate very well, and they had to basically reshoot the last 3/4 of this movie and rewrite it from scratch. Because actually, well, one thing, executives wanted to be a little bit more interesting and more compelling and more exciting. Another huge factor is that I learned yesterday. They changed it because they felt it was too similar to an upcoming the finale of an upcoming superhero movie that was coming out, which they haven't confirmed yet. But I have a major feeling it had a huge connection and was very similar to Avengers Endgame in their execution.
Really?
Because the whole this is how the comic book goes. Like the whole thing is supposed to be all the X-Men come together, like 60 or so characters, and they fight the Phoenix on the moon.
Oh.
Yes.
On the moon, you say?
Yes. So anyway, yeah. They delayed the movie. First, when they were starting production, Bryan Singer was involved, but then sexual allegations came out, and he dropped from everything. So what they did was they got a new director, who I'm going to look up at the moment. I'm very unprepared for this.
That's fine, man. It's the first time we're doing this. We got to iron out all the kinks.
Yes. His name is Simon Kinberg. He is a first-time director. He has never directed a thing in his life.
Wait, so...
He has produced movies. He has been an assistant writer on movies, but he has never directed anything. Because normally, even if like first-time feature film director is a thing. They normally direct smaller stuff, like all except like advertisements or short films, something like that. This is the first time this man has directed anything.
Dear God.
And I did some investigating and I found out why.
Okay.
Interestingly, the man is married to the daughter of one of the executive producers of this movie.
Oh no.
So what I'm thinking happened.
Did they just shoehorn him in?
Okay, so yeah, what I'm thinking that happened here was that this guy was like, okay, I've married this guy's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I know you're looking for a director of this new X-Men movie that you're in production now, and I know you just lost your director, and I'd like to pitch my thing. And I was like, you're my son-in-law, you're cool. Come on board with your little to none experience.
Good God.
Yeah.
Well, this is not only the first time that they've messed up this storyline. This is the second, because the first time this went over, it did not fly.
Yes.
And this one definitely sunk like a fucking rock.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the thing about movies getting reshot and things, that of course causes delays. When you see a movie get delayed a year, well, actually, I think it was delayed first at 6 months, then it just kind of added on after that. And short, like, sequences of delaying it month by month.
Okay.
But as the movie gets delayed, your excitement gets, like, so much lower. Because the chance of that movie being a complete train wreck has been increased by, like, 300%.
Right, and the trailer hype has died off as well.
Yes. Because a great example is Suicide Squad, which they reshot a large majority of that movie. And, like, half of that movie feels like a completely different movie than the first half of the movie.
Honestly, that whole movie is like a clusterfuck, though. Like,
Yep.
I honestly think, and this is not a joke, I feel like Suicide Squad is way better than this movie.
Okay, now, listen here. You may hate Suicide Squad.
I do hate Suicide Squad, but I hate this movie way more.
However, they teach you a very important lesson. Seatbelt safety. As long as you wear a seatbelt, you will survive a helicopter crash.
Oh my
gosh,
yeah.
That is a fact. That is a fact. And you will look damn fine coming out of that helicopter.
Heck yeah, dude. Absolutely.
Anyway, yeah, the reshoots, that really fucked up the budget. So this movie cost $250 million to make, all in all. That's not including advertising or anything like that. Because the original budget was about $120 million. Because the last X-Men movie didn't do too great, so they didn't have a huge budget, like they normally do. Mm-hmm. But then they had to reshoot everything, and they had literally double the budget. We saw that happen last year with Solo. Because they literally had to reshoot like 95% of that movie.
I have not heard anything about Solo after it dropped.
It's awful.
Like, what was the reception of the film? I know it's bad, but like, how did the community kind of react to it?
They kind of liked it. I think the audience approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes, the audience approval rating is like 70-something%.
Good God.
So a majority of people like it. Anyway, yeah, so they had to double the budget, and what happens, it comes out, and it makes less money in its opening weekend than Fantastic Four did. Domestically.
Okay.
And I don't know if you saw Fantastic Four 2015, but that movie was awful.
Oh no, yeah, I watched that on a plane, and I was honestly thinking about punching out the side window just to die.
That's like the worst place to watch a movie like that, because there's no escape for you.
There was no escape, and for some reason my console stopped working, so I like couldn't get away from it. And I tried to. I remember this so vividly because I tried to unbuckle my seatbelt, and I like couldn't get it undone. I had to call help. I'm like, help.
Yeah. And then another huge thing that made me think, oh no, this movie's a disaster, isn't it? Is late embargo. Because this movie didn't, the embargo didn't lift till like midnight the day before the movie came out.
Right.
Yes. And then, of course, it comes out, it has like a 20-something% Rotten Tomatoes. At first I had like a 13%, but things still isn't too 20 something. And I know right then this is not going to be the movie I hoped for, because, and I can't blame them for not being a satisfying conclusion to the franchise, because they honestly didn't know this was going to be a conclusion of the franchise till like halfway through production. Because that's when Disney bought out Fox and everything, and I was like,
Right.
oh well, shit. So because you can obviously see it, because like there's like things in Dark Phoenix that lead to a sequel that we're never going to get.
Yeah, kind of, huh?
Yeah. And of course, like the X-Men Apocalypse end credit scene where they still have Mr. Sinister. Of course, we're never going to get that.
Do we really want it though? At this point, like with Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix being the way that they are, that movie would be such a freaking train wreck that it would almost be unwatchable. I'm talking Resident Evil 5 levels of bad.
They're doing Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, that movie looks so freaking bad. Like, let's not explore that tangent too much. I feel like that's another thing for another time when we finally go see that movie, if it hasn't already come out, and I just let it slip under the radar.
It has not. It'll come out later this year.
Okay. Well,
wait, this year?
Let me double check that.
Because there has been like no news on it. Like it just dropped from the face.
I feel
of
like
the earth.
honestly, I feel like it's going to be one of their straight to DVD movies. I don't see it being released in the cinema.
Good God. Well, that's going to be fantastic, isn't it, for the community?
Because all we got was like the Instagram like post Milla Jovovich like,
yeah,
oh, check it out, I'm a soldier, and then everyone was like, what? And then
running
they like
through the desert.
And then they posted like a, haha, don't worry guys, and like she has a slinger and like some armor on, and it's like, okay, and then like no word since then, and that was like 3 years ago, something like that.
I don't think it was 2 years ago, no, because I remember.
I feel like it was at
like
least a year ago.
It was. I think it was almost exactly a year ago.
Huh. Maybe my sense of time is.
We have
really
to
bad.
fact check that. But anyway, I'm going to bring back Dark Phoenix. So that's okay.
Yeah. Let's remove this tangent. We'll come back to this once we've actually seen that.
We'll worry
piece
about
of
that
shit.
on Monster Hunter Day.
Yeah, when we all want to die.
Yeah, the movie's already bombed. It's on the track to bomb, because you have to think about it. I explained this to Jordan already, but Levi, a good equation to think about what a budget and advertising budget together would be is to basically double the budget, and that's basically what everything costs to make. That's not always accurate, but that's a good assumption.
All right.
So 250 times 2 is $500 million if you include advertising and all the other fees that come with making a movie that aren't in the production budget. So they would have to make over $500 million to make a profit, and that's not going to happen.
No.
That's not going to. I'm looking at these numbers. That's not going to happen.
Well, that's good. They'll die and they'll rest easy below the sand.
And I'm just going to do a little brief summary of the X-Men Dark Phoenix comic book storyline, if that's okay with you guys, just so we can compare and contrast how different they are.
Right. Well,
how
we've
much
already.
worse one is.
I just want to put it into context real quick, because we've already been live for an hour and 16 minutes. Like,
really?
I am perfectly well and fine with going on. I'm having fun talking with you guys. But are you guys okay with that?
I'm okay with that. Jordan?
I can go.
Okay. I'll try to keep it quick,
dude.
though.
Yeah, just keep it nice and concise.
Okay. So, in the car on the way home, I was talking about the comic books, and I was talking about how it's 25 issues, right? Well, actually, if you consider the spin-off series that tied into the storyline while it was happening, it's actually 37 issues. 37 issues of storyline to put into a movie is not going to happen. So I understand that. You got to make exceptions. But I'm just going to give a brief summary. So basically, the plot is actually very similar to the opening of the movie, where they go to space to go save that space team, and the power of that storm thing is there, and that's what awakens the Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually very accurate, and they did a good job with that, I thought. So actually, when she first gets the powers, a few months go by, and she actually uses the Phoenix powers for good. Oh man, I got these powers, and it's I got this new awesome green suit that came with it automatically, of course.
It just happens.
And
don't worry about it.
I can use these awesome mental powers and these fire powers and shit. It's great. And then during one of the battles that they're in, she basically loses control. The Dark Phoenix is unleashed for the first time, and she basically, it causes shit to go down, and she uses her mental powers. Jean Grey uses her mental powers to lock away the Phoenix because it's too powerful. Mm-hmm. She's kind of scared of it. That backfires, of course, because she's dumb.
Right. So that kind of ties into the burying it down theme.
Then it awakens. It destroys the X-Men mansion, goes into space, and it consumes a star.
Oh.
And this will play in later. Keep this in mind. She consumes a star and kills a planet that is filled with an alien race called the Dabari, and she kills about 5 billion people.
Ooh.
It's awesome.
So she's literally Thanos then.
Basically, yeah. Well, she can eat stars. That's what she can do, and gain power from that.
Actually, worse than Thanos.
Yeah. Basically, and then there's this alien club called the Hellfire Club. They try to use their
literally club.
Yeah, the Hellfire Club. They try to use their mental madness to their mental meddling bullshit to awaken the Phoenix again in her and brainwash her to she'll be on their side. They awaken the Phoenix and is like, yeah, come work with us, and then she just turns them to dust.
Good.
Yeah.
The way that situation should be handled.
Yeah. Then she goes home, just to go live a life in peace after she's destroyed the mansion, and everyone's afraid of her for some reason. And
because she fucking consumed a star and destroyed an alien race, came home and blew up the house, dude.
We got a fact.
She's pretty.
We got a fact that you destroyed a star and killed 5 billion people.
I count stars for a living, and that one was there yesterday, and now it's not. And I saw you fly into space, girl.
Yeah. Coincidence? I think not, motherfucker. Anyway, she goes home. Everyone's afraid of her. That pisses her off. And the X-Men come back. They fight with her for a bit. And then the Shia Empire teleport them to the moon. Now, if you don't know what the Shia Empire is, it's basically an alien race that lives on the moon.
Oh,
okay.
And they're made of a bunch of races, like the Skrulls, the Dabari, Anyway, yeah, they're a bunch of different races.
Yeah, and not necessary detail-wise.
Yeah. They bring them to court, and it's like, motherfucker, you killed 5 billion people. You're going to court.
It's Moon Court?
Yes, it's Moon Court with the X-Men.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
It's awesome.
Why couldn't the movie have done that?
Yeah, and oh man, we're going to we'll let the rest of the X-Men go because you're clearly not involved. But you, Dark Phoenix, you gotta die. You gotta die, and still part of the X-Men are like, no, she's still our friend. Jean is still in there, and the Professor X I know your laws, alien race. We have a right to a trial by combat.
Oh.
So what happens is they go into this arena, and they're put in there with 5 different armies of Kree and Skrulls and Dabari.
Okay.
And it's awesome. There's a bunch of awesome iconic characters in there, and it's great. And they have a fight, but during the fight, the Dark Phoenix awakens again, and they get all the armies have to team up to fight her. And it's amazing because then that's the point where all the X-Men villains come in too, and Magneto has his army and stuff like that. And it's just this awesome moment because you have 60 to 80 X-Men characters lined up around her. This very iconic because there's a shot or a print rather where Dark Phoenix is in this crater and she's looking around her, and around this whole crater is a circle of these 60, 80 X-Men characters staring her down. And they're realizing, okay, to get Jean back, we have to kill this Dark Phoenix thing. And there's this amazing badass moment where Cyclops walks up to Wolverine, and by the way, this is a huge moment because the Cyclops and Wolverine have been on a civil war for years at this point.
Right.
And this is the joining of the family again. And it was okay, we gotta get Jean back, what the fuck are we gonna do? And Wolverine just looks at him, looks back at her, let's kill this bitch. And that was iconic because that's actually one of the first times he used the words bitch in a comic book, and it was fantastic.
Nice.
I remember being like 6 and reading that, and I was like, "Oh my god, they said a swear word." Anyway, yeah. That does not go as well as you might think. Uh, Phoenix kills like the other 5 armies, all but the important characters, of course.
Right, gotta have our final battle.
Yeah, like it's kind of hilarious. The background, like Angel's like freaking out and flying around. His wings are on fire.
Oh.
And he's like screaming and shit. And basically, you get down to it, and Wolverine and Cyclops are double teaming. That sounds dirty. They're double teaming the Phoenix, and it's awesome. And then they get her down. Jean Grey comes back for a little bit. And she's like, "Oh shit, okay. I have the power of a sun inside of me. You need to like get me into their sun." They're like, "Why the fuck would we do that?" "Because I'm going to overpower myself and the Phoenix will die." I was like, "Okay, well, we gotta yeet her into the sun." So what is fucking awesome is Cyclops takes off his glasses with his raw laser beams, which, keep in mind, they can go through the earth and go through the core. That's how powerful they are. He like launches her into the sky and like shoots her towards the sun, but like she keeps kind of bouncing out of the laser beams, and like Wolverine sees this, like he goes to Magneto, "Hey, eat me too," and like he like throws him into the laser beam too, and like every time Dark Phoenix tries to get out of laser beam, he like comes out and like knocks her back into it, and then they're like going to the sun, and Wolverine's just stuck floating in space, suffocating. It's amazing. And then they go into the sun. The sun kind of like takes up the shape of a phoenix. It's like, oh no, it's over. And then it's like there's a miniature explosion, and the Phoenix is dead. And the X-Men are a family again. Yeah.
Yay.
All right.
Yeah, it took 4 years to tell that story.
So wait, did Jean survive that though?
Jean does survive, actually. Many years later, she comes back in Uncanny X-Men because she has like this telekinetic cocoon that can protect her. So the Phoenix dies, Jean Grey doesn't.
Because like in every movie adaptation of the Phoenix Tale, it's like always that Jean dies.
Yes, that is essential. It's only essential when the X-Men have already been at Civil War and torn apart, because that's the thing that brings the family back together again, and that's the whole point of the fucking story.
Right.
But we don't have any of this established in the movies, so we can't do it correctly. It's just Jean dying for the sake of Jean dying.
Right.
Now onto the movie. I am genuinely...
That was a bit longer than I was anticipating, but it is a lot to take in. So
let's think about that and compare that to what we got. I am honestly genuinely embarrassed to be an X-Men fan right now. It's probably
stupid idiot.
It's the worst superhero movie I've seen since Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad. I hate it on that level almost. Because, like, I understand you can't really do a faithful adaptation of the Phoenix storyline. Because it doesn't work very well.
Outside of...
at least try. Because there's other ways you can get around it. I'm sure we could creatively come with something that works even if we don't have the universe to work with and stuff like that. We can't do the moon stuff or anything like that, but even without that, you can still make it work in a certain way.
Yeah. No, but there are other stories within the X-Men universe, though, aren't there?
Yes, there are.
Why don't they try to tackle some of those?
They've already done the most iconic ones, honestly, besides Mr. Sinister. They did Apocalypse, and they botched that.
Yeah.
Apocalypse, if you guys don't know, is literally the equivalent of X-Men's Thanos.
X-Men's Thanos?
It's X-Men's version of Thanos, essentially. Like, he is like their ultimate villain. And, yeah, they botched that, because that should have been at least a trilogy. But no. No, we'll just get him out of the way in this movie. A team of 5-year-olds executed this film, I swear to God. No one with the proper experience knew what they were doing.
Okay, so hold on 1 second. I kind of feel bad for our boy Jordan over here, because he's been like having to sit silent for like 30-40 minutes now.
Well, yeah, I have no input right now.
Alright. Continue then, Brendan.
Would you agree that it is the worst written storyline of the entire film?
Now, you see, I think this movie is actually really good.
I will stab you in your throat, you heathen.
And I think you're just being a hater, a troll.
Oh my god. Didn't someone tweet that to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. After your tweet about Godzilla, someone called you a troll.
Yeah.
It was funny.
This is so sad.
This is so bad.
Let's get some F's in the chat going for Twitter.
I would say it's as bad, if not worse, than X-Men Origins Wolverine, because at least X-Men Origins Wolverine had some interesting ideas. It had some good performances. God, and this movie has none of that. Characters make decisions, and then they do a complete 180 within like a 5-minute span.
Honestly, though.
Yeah, like 1 minute, Eric wants to kill Dark Phoenix and kill Jean, and it's like, awesome, I get your motivation why you want to do that. 5 minutes later, we gotta save Jean.
No, yeah, he flip-flops so much throughout that movie.
And that's not just in this movie, that's Apocalypse too. The last movie he was like consistently written in was Days of Future Past. But yeah, and then going into characters, Xavier. Oh my god.
Okay, so we're digging into the shit now.
Yeah.
Go ahead, dude. Vent it all. Get it out of you.
Xavier is probably one of my favorite X-Men characters, and in this movie they portray him as a playboy fool who is enjoying all like the fame and stuff. Keep in mind, the guy's supposed to be like 50-something at this point in the story. Again, I need to point that out too. Like, all the characters are supposed to be in like their 50s and 60s. Quicksilver is supposed to be like 34. Yeah.
He kind of looks like he could be around that age in the movie.
Yeah. Cyclops looks like a teenager, but he's supposed to be like also around 30. But yeah, that was an acceptable thing to do in like First Class, because character progression and growth to like the wise guy from like being a drunkard to being the wisest member of the whole team. That makes sense. But then, and we did that, and then X-Men Dark Phoenix comes around and opens his mouth and takes a shit in it. Because, like, no, fuck you, you're a drunkard fool again. For no reason, and you risk the lives of the X-Men. And it's like, no, it's for the greater good. Like, fuck you!
Right, and I feel like that was used mainly to shoehorn in the plot element of a certain character's death, who we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll get to that very soon. But yeah, if anything made me mad about this movie, it was that. It was shitting on Professor Xavier, especially after such an amazing execution of his character in Logan.
No, yeah, absolutely.
And it was just, it was awful. Speaking of awful characters, I'm going to quickly bring up our villain of the movie, our real villain of the movie, Jessica Chastain's Bari.
You mean the
scroll thing?
Yeah, the fucking robot.
The scroll, yeah. Yeah, it was. Jordan, what were your thoughts on Jessica Chastain's character in this film?
It was honestly like watching a horse try to do an algebraic problem.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. These movies have like Godzilla have a tremendous cast of great actors. James McAvoy is great. We've seen in like Split and stuff. Michael Fassbender is fantastic. So is Jessica Chastain. Jessica Chastain, who played the villain in this, is a fantastic actress and has been nominated for a lot of shit. Got a lot of awards and everything, and she's great. But nobody is good in this movie. And I blame that on the direction more than anything.
The direction and the writing.
Yes. Because they just have nothing to work with. And you can't... I don't blame Jessica Chastain. I don't know about you guys, but I don't blame Jessica Chastain for such an awful performance.
Wait, okay, so is Jessica Chastain the main...
White hair.
The true...
White
okay,
hair.
true villain. Gotcha.
Yes.
We'll get to the actual Phoenix actress, and we're just going to tear that poor woman apart.
Yeah. I honestly don't blame her. I don't blame anybody in this movie for their performances, because they're just giving absolutely nothing. If there was something to the script, something to the story, something to the direction, then yeah, I would blame them completely. But I can't. I can't. Because the direction in this movie specifically, is some of the worst I've seen in the entire franchise, let alone any superhero movie lately. Because even something like Batman v Superman, at least Zack Snyder knows how to film an action sequence, partly.
Oh my good god, yeah.
Now this movie is so shaky cammy.
Okay,
and so choppy.
I just want to say that it's nowhere near as bad as something like Resident Evil 5.
Oh no, of course not.
It was not headache-inducing. It's not necessarily that it was nauseating to look at. It just there was a lot of room for improvement.
It's honestly like watching like a third grade play. Like your son's doing a third grade play at school. Like you're
awful.
You're there to watch it, try maybe to support him, and it's just like, holy shit, I could be doing like anything else except for this.
You gotta pretend it's not awful just to make him feel good about himself.
Like, oh, good job, buddy.
Smile and wave at the teachers that have done this to your son.
Smile and wave, boys. Just smile and wave.
Yeah. It is the most emotionally empty of any X-Men movie, because at least like X-Men Apocalypse still had some of the characters, like depth carried on from the last movie.
Right.
Like I still cared about some people. And part of me still wants to like Apocalypse to this day. Actually, I should probably tell that story because it's funny as hell. Back in 2016, when Jordan and a couple other friends, I think, saw X-Men Apocalypse, I had to see the X-Men Apocalypse the next day. And I came back to school, and I was like, guys, X-Men Apocalypse is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I was shocked to hear you guys disagreed.
Yeah.
And I was like, Brendan, that movie's awful. And I was like, no, it's fantastic. You guys just do not know art. You don't know. You don't know the art that I just saw. And I was confused, honestly, because I just, like, my brain could not process stuff I had just seen as a bad movie. Like, I would describe that as, like, nostalgia shielding, honestly.
Yeah, it's called nostalgia goggles, if I remember correctly.
Nostalgia goggles, yeah. And it was like, I could not, like, comprehend that it was a bad movie, and I was just fully defending it, 100%. I was defending it at school, defending it online, defending it in my review. And I was just a thing, and then it slowly, like, dawned on me as time went on, and eventually I just kind of, like, went into the fetal position in my shower, and it slowly came over me, and, like, that movie was bad, and that was a blow to my childhood. That was a blow.
Though.
And then that was also the moment I realized, wow, I have white people problems.
Man, my worst problem is this movie sucked ass.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry, Africans, starving, and everyone else in the world is starving, not just the Africans, of course. That's just bad to assume.
Lol.
But yeah, I'm sorry, but my worst problem is an X-Men movie. I don't know about you guys.
Oh my good god, Sente just sent the literal perfect sticker to my chat. It's a little baby girl, and she's just flopping over in defeat.
Yep. And it's funny because I'm just gonna go through the movie really quick with you guys. Then
hold on. Let's just hit upon like the major scenes that were really buckled the entire thing.
Yep. Mystique dying.
Okay, let's back up from there. Can we talk real quick about the scene where she says it should be the X-Women? Because that whole scene, I know, but that whole scene was fucking terrible, and that was the moment that I realized that this movie was going to be as bad as it was.
Now, that's funny because that scene happened, and I saw exactly. We all did how Charles Xavier was going to be portrayed through the movie as like this fool again, and I literally like grabbed your alcoholic drink.
You didn't know. No,
you
remember
if anything was
wrong.
left in there.
You remember it wrong because I literally grabbed it, patted you on the shoulder, and handed it to you.
All I saw was alcohol, and I
this.
grabbed it. I needed relief.
Yeah, there was like a drip in the bottom there.
That took the pain away.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that was like the moment I knew we were in trouble, because until then, like, the adaptation from comic to like movie was actually pretty accurate, and I was like, oh my god, are they kind of get this right, you know?
Yeah, no, the space scene, I agree, was very well done.
Yeah. and I was excited for the movie. And then that scene happened. I was like, we are in so much shit. It's gonna be bad. Then that scene happens. Sophie Turner gets the Dark Phoenix and shit. Sophie Turner was awful in this movie.
She's awful in general.
She's awful to everything. I'm sorry, Game of Thrones fans. I don't think she's that good in Game of Thrones. But again, we're in the minority on that. Every review I've read has, even the negative ones, have praised Sophie Turner's performance.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I have a feeling that movie critics have kind of lost their sense of what's actually good, because
honestly,
even me, being like the most basic bitch human being alive, that's not like dead in the ground, even I can tell that she is a horrible actress.
Yeah, it's just bad. You're right. Some critics losing sight of what's really good and what's really bad. I literally only have like 4 or 5 critics nowadays that I trust, and one of them I barely trust. So it's gotten to that point. I can't just go on Rotten Tomatoes anymore and click on a random review and just trust that random review. I have to actually choose people that I can trust and I agree with most of the time. Yeah, it's gotten to that point. But anyway, yeah. Phoenix thing happens. She goes, sees her father, and which is stupid scene.
It really is, honestly. Like the entire build up to that.
I was 8.
No, yeah, the entire build up to it, and like what exactly happened with the car crash scene in the beginning, it didn't work. Not at the very least, could not tell what they were trying to get out of that scene. I get that there was a sense of abandonment in her character. And that's what they were trying to ploy off, like, oh, this is going to awaken the Phoenix, this feeling of abandonment by her family. But at the same time, you're kind of more sympathetic to the dad because he actually can't handle his daughter's power. And his wife's dead.
Yeah.
Like,
at least he's a bummer.
Yeah, I honestly feel like the dad is the far more relatable character in that scene compared to...
Because he did the right thing.
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
knew like he couldn't handle his daughter and the pain he caused her, so she caused him. And he just gave her someone that can take care of her.
Yeah, but it was portrayed like that was like the worst thing that he could have done. When in reality, I don't see a better choice in that situation that he could have gone off. Because
they were calling her like a lost cause, but whatever.
Yeah, they went with that scene to try to push him as the cause. And I don't know, I just feel like that's relatively unjustified just in the context of what the movie showed.
Yeah.
Alright, so literally the next scene is like the biggest buckle of this entire thing. We ready to jump into this?
Yes, I am.
Alright, let's do it.
show up after she starts destroying his house. And like, Jean, stop. And she's like, no.
It feels like, good.
Jean, stop. I was like, fuck off. It's like, don't touch me. And like they start fighting for a little bit, and they start fighting after the thing, right? No. They start fighting.
They start fighting after she like crushes a few cop cars because they're making noise, and
Quicksilver shows up, and he's like,
baby.
It's kind of cool. He's jumping off like boards and stuff that are flying through the air to get to her, but her power is so fast they like wipe out the boards from under him, and he falls.
Yeah.
Then Storm tries to fight her, loses, and then Mystique tries to take the calm approach, and like, okay, Jean, you can trust me, we're family and stuff, and then kapah!
Stabbed.
Hadouken!
Yeah, she gets straight up Hadouked.
She gets thrown into a freaking post and dies.
Yeah, literally.
Which they showed in the trailer. I was hoping that like that was not really what's going to happen. Like they were just making us think that Mystique was going to die. But no, Mystique just legit dies, and they just showed that in the trailer.
Yeah, and can we really quickly talk about like Xavier's reaction to that in particular?
Oh my god!
I felt like that was the worst portrayal of Xavier in that entire film because he was so nonchalant about his.
That was insulting.
His best fucking friend, one of his best friends, and one of the last original X-Men's.
From childhood.
Wow, holy shit, X-Men's. I'm really getting a little loopy here.
Yeah.
Just died in front of him, and he's like, whatever.
He's got this look of like mild inconvenience on his face and a bit shocked, like, oh no.
Yeah, it's like he dropped eggs in a supermarket, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. It was awful. And it sucks because Mystique was honestly the only only character in that movie that I was still on board with. I was like, yeah, Mystique, you're still strong, I'm still on board with you.
Yeah, I don't know if she was necessarily a strong character, but she was definitely the one that made the most sense out of a lot of them.
Yes. Yeah. Then she just dies, and I literally have no one else, because Beast has really nothing to do. And no one else has anything to really do, besides Dark Phoenix and Charles Xavier, and they're butchering Charles Xavier.
Mm. And Beast got really butchered, too, in kind of the same way that Magneto did.
Alright, so then we're going to go do another scene, but this is going to lead to another scene, which has my favorite line of the movie.
Oh my gosh, are you talking about like the lead up to the first battle to try to get Jean? Okay,
yes, I am.
Yeah.
It's my favorite line of the movie. But anyway, she goes to this mutant camp, this mutant sanctuary, and Magneto's there, and is like, help me. No. Fuck you do, you murdered people. And then he learns that he murdered Raven, and is like, I'm gonna kill you. And just to run over things, the military gets involved, takes out the military, and she goes and flies somewhere where she meets our villain.
Yeah. But real quick, can we just address like how stupid it is that she's so evil in this scene? Like, I get that she's been through a lot at this point, but like, she's just no holds barred gonna kill all of the Marines that showed up.
Yep.
Straight up tried to slash them with a helicopter, for God's sake.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's really rushed, especially like with the scene that preceding it, where it was like she was kind of coming back to saneness.
Yeah, it just didn't work. It did not work.
It really didn't. It felt so forced.
Then B shows up after she leaves and is like, oh man, that motherfucker, she killed Raven. And then that's when he gets mad. And it's like they make like an alliance to go kill the Phoenix.
Yeah, fucking
and then
Beast.
She's like in like this like mansion, right? Or like this museum or whatever.
Hotel. No, yeah, it's a hotel
or whatever. And they're like outside, they're ready to go in, they're about to kill it, and it's like, no, Eric, stop. And like it was Storm, Xavier, and Cyclops were like behind them, and it was like, stop this, what are you gonna do, we're gonna kill her. And it was like, oh no. And then Cyclops has the line of the movie, which made me laugh harder than I've laughed in a while. And it was like, you touch her, I'll fucking kill you.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that line, dude, that was
so bad.
Legendarily bad. Like, I swear that had to be the first take. That was the first time those words came out of that man's mouth. And they just kept it.
I like to go with the classic bit where like they like watch the producers watch that take, they turn them like, he's like 22 takes and that's the one he got. But yeah, that was horrendous. Then they start fighting for a bit, and Jean's just chilling with the alien chick in the thing, and a bunch of bullshit action ensues. No one cares.
Honestly, it's pretty terrible action sequence.
Yeah, it's terrible action. If it would be one thing if it was good action, I might be actually engaged in what was happening. But it's not.
No, honestly, the best part of that whole scene was Magneto walking in front of the train, which we already saw in the trailer anyway. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's very weak overall.
Then the battle calms down. Xavier like rolls into the hotel, and
hold on.
He's like,
I have to stop you guys 1 second.
Dun.
Mac Noodle, what's going on, dude? How's it going?
Mac Noodle, how you doing?
Thank you for the ice cream, man. I see that you're still alive. What's going on, man?
Yeah. Anyway, so he rolls in on his wheelchair. His cool new wheelchair.
It's very cool.
Very cool. And he like looks at Jean's like, no, Jean, what are you doing? Who the fuck is that bitch? Get her out of here. And it's like, come home. You're still cool. And then, what could have been honestly a really cool thing, but was not played off as serious as it should have been. She uses her telekinesis. Oh, sorry. Yeah, whatever. To pick up Charles and make him walk up the stairs. I think that could have been freaking effective as hell. Like a haunting level.
No, yeah, and I think they did pretty decent with it. Like it was much higher quality than the rest of the film, besides the one scene that we haven't gotten to yet that I like. I feel like it definitely could have been done better.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's not. It's.
Anyway, then after that, the scroll chick tries to take her power, the Phoenix, away. Then she lets go at the last minute. Now the chick has powers, kind of. So we get like a Phoenix versus a Phoenix fight. That's going to be awful. But we'll get to that. Yeah. And all the X-Men are apprehended, and so is Jean, and they're put on this train, which honestly is probably the best scene. Well, not even the best scene of the movie. It's just that has some cool moments in it. But when we were watching this movie, I had no idea that this was going to be the final fight of the movie. I was thinking, okay, the movie's starting to pick up. Let's go. Well, then this will lead to the final battle much later in the film. But I look at my phone. We have legit like 20 minutes of the movie left. And I'm like, that was the point where I was probably the most pissed off in the movie. So I realized, this is our final battle?
Yep.
20 years of movies, 12 movies in total, have led to this moment. This fucking train. I can't imagine that's what Bryan Singer had in mind when he was putting the whole thing out in like 1999. He's like had the script on like a board. It's like, all right, guys, we're gonna have 20 years of movies, 12 movies in total, and it's all gonna lead this train. This train right here. We're gonna have these awesome battles on like the White House lawn and everything. All these epic space battles and shit. Then we're gonna end up on this train.
Train sequence.
That'll make them happy.
Just like Battlefield 3.
Yes. Right. You don't know how to end up franchise? Train.
Hold on,
it has
real quick.
Best...
Jordan, do you have anything to say about the train?
Train.
But anyway, Jordan, do you have a standout moment so far in the film that like you knew you hated but you loved so much because it was so bad?
When after Raven's death, when Beastman and Charles are talking, and Charles is trying to get another glass of whiskey because he's a drunkard now, and it's just fucking Beastman, just the worst like delivery ever, just like throwing the bottle away, like you need to stop, Charles, you need to stop.
This is your fault, Charles.
Yeah, and it's just the most phoned in, just
yeah.
It's fucking so bad. Honestly,
it's still, again, I just feel the need to reiterate, it really does feel like that was the first take.
Yeah. Yeah. Being delayed a year, you gotta rush something. Like, they have to basically remake most of your movie. I understand you have to rush some things, but have some quality control, please.
Right, like those key scenes, like that kitchen scene where he did that to the alcohol.
And, in concept, could have been a great scene.
Yeah,
could have been a great scene.
It honestly could have been.
That happens a lot in this movie. There's scenes that are great in concept. Like, I can imagine them on my head, and they can be amazing. With some competent writers and some competent directors. Because you got the good actors. You just need the good directors and good writers. But yeah, it just did not work. For whatever reason, whoever's fault it is, probably everybody's fault. But yeah, it's just awful. And then train scene. There's a bunch of scrolls on the train.
Oh yeah, hold on. We got a prospective person that's going to be watching this movie, so Copycat, I actually recommend that you leave now if you don't want spoilers.
Yes,
because we are discussing the end of the movie. And even though this movie is absolute dog shit, if you can find some sort of enjoyment in it, then more power to you.
I'm happy for you if you can. I'm genuinely happy for you if you can.
Honestly.
I wish I could.
I honestly wish I could too. I find joy in watching paint dry, for God's sake, and I still find this movie to be atrocious.
And you still clap at the end of the movie with the paint drying,
No, yeah, because it's like, oh, that's 10 hours of paint drying. That's fucking art right there.
That's like porn to me.
That's what I was doing. I was just watching the moisture from my finished drink disappear.
Oh my God.
That's honestly what I was doing.
I was like chewing on the ice cubes of my rum. Like, trying to taste whatever's left in there.
I get every drop.
I felt like that scene
I felt like that scene in Clockwork Orange when he's tied to the chair and like his eyelids are like stuck open, so he can't look away from what's on the screen. That's what I felt like.
Oh,
Like it was like the best way to put it is like watching a car accident. Where, like it's awful and people are dying, but you can't look away. That's X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Hold on, can we, real quick, before we get to the end sequence and the terrible tie-in that they do at the end of this movie, even though it's visually appealing, at least to me, but it is terrible. Can we really quickly talk about the reaction of the people in the theater?
Oh my god!
To some of these scenes, like particularly Mystique's death.
People call me a fucking fanboy.
Yeah, oh my good
Jesus.
god. This one lady in the row behind us was literally crying.
Bawling.
Full on tears, hand in face.
And she does it again. She does it at the very end of the film, which we'll get into in a second.
I will give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe her boyfriend that took her there had a gun pointed to her head. And she was just forced to have to like the movie.
No, Jordan, here's what happened.
No, she was crying because she's never going to see her family again.
Welcome to Dark Phoenix. You never see your family again after you watch it.
That's how they break them down. That's how they mentally break down their captives. They take them to Dark Phoenix.
Jordan, here's what happens. Jordan, Levi, here's what happened. So they sat down for the movie with their boyfriend, and the movie is so bad that he comes to realization, wow, I do not love this woman. And he comes and he realizes how awful his life is. So he leans over, and as like the Mystique is dying, he's like, I hate you. I want this to end.
Oh my gosh, so he like broke up with her and that's why she was crying?
Yes. It wasn't Dark Phoenix, it was the fact that Dark Phoenix ruined their relationship. Maybe they had like 3 kids in a house and everything.
Oh.
But it was in that moment, it was in watching Dark Phoenix that he realized, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore.
Just can't handle it.
Takes the dog and leaves her with just the kids.
Yep, and thing is, she's a stay-at-home mom, I can tell by her cry.
They cry different, those stay-at-home moms.
Yeah, let's get into the finale a little bit, really quickly, and try to wrap this up, because I don't know if we're still going to talk about E3.
Yeah, we have to talk about E3, because I'm not letting Fallout 76 slip by us like this.
So yeah, they have the action sequences. Nightcrawler has a cool scene where he teleports like one of the scrolls from the train, looks all devilish and shit, and teleports back so she gets run over, and it's honestly kind of fucking awesome.
That is my favorite scene in the entire movie, and that's the only scene in this movie that I can stand by, and I said, yeah, I enjoyed that. Was that one, and that's it.
Yeah.
It was like 5 seconds, but it was like the best 5 seconds of the entire thing.
Yeah, it's that, and there's some funny ass moments in there. They're hilarious. Isn't that the scene where like Bestial stopped for some reason? I forget what it was.
I don't remember that happening. I think I might have blacked out along with Jordan.
Beast delivers some kind of dialogue in there that made me laugh. But not surprising. Woman that is with Xavier that's not established at all. Yes, she's on the poster. She gets like thrown out of a train in the most hilarious fashion.
Oh, that one, yeah.
By just a hand coming out of nowhere, just grabbing her head and throwing her out.
Oh my good god.
That's so good.
Yeah. That was fucking awesome.
No, yeah, dude, she fucking got yeeted. So
and
hard.
Then there was some trailer footage that was misleading too. That a scene I was looking to was when Eric uses his powers to get all the guns together and start shooting at the alien. But I thought in the trailer it was going to be Jean, and I was like, oh, that's a great way to establish Jean as a threat.
Yeah.
That she's like withstanding all these bullets. No, it's just the alien I don't care about.
Yeah, and she just walks through that and just heals up afterwards. Decks and
then
real quick.
In the most lazy turn of events, Charles like rolls his wheelchair towards like Jean and is like, man, what are you going to do? Are we in my mind? It's like Jean's like, oh, I realize what I gotta do. I gotta use power to protect my family.
No, yeah,
and
oh my gosh,
she's
that change in character was so abrupt. Oh my gosh, it made the rest of the movie look 9% better, just for how abrupt it was.
Yeah, it just did not work at all, like
No.
most of the movie. So yeah, they have a fight, the train stops for some reason. I don't remember what it was. I blacked that out.
It's Jean awakens to her power, flies out of the top, and just fucking crunches the train and like spins it around a lot and carries it into the fucking sky and then drops it for some reason.
Yeah. Then they have a battle. This is one of the few shots I really like the movie. It's slow motion. It's Jean just walking very slowly through the wreckage, and all these scrolls like running after her, and as they jump at her, they like turn to ash. Because that's very accurate to how it should be. And then she's not even like waving her hands or acknowledging them, she's just walking, and it just happens.
Right.
That's what should be happening, and I wanted more of that, but I didn't. Then we got like a very small scale Phoenix versus Phoenix battle, which in concept and paper is something I might want to see. But
as someone that doesn't have the comic book knowledge as you do, I personally felt that final scene where she's turning everything to ash in slow motion was like really lazy.
Yeah, it honestly is.
I kind of agree, but I have to say that it's very visually appealing, at the very least. Like, I think the Phoenix effects were the strongest visual appeal of the entire movie.
Yeah. Strong visual effects, bad cinematography, so it's kind of wasted.
Yeah, it is wasted, but it is still there. And I think there's a lot of good wallpaper scenes in there if you just take still frames.
Yeah. There's some good things to like in there. But yeah, anyway, brings the alien chick to the sky and sacrifices herself to save the X-Men. And no one cares.
And then literally flies away.
Charles and stuff have like a chess game, and you see the Phoenix in the sky, and it cuts to black. And
that's 20 years.
Yep. That's 20 years of movies right there.
Good God, man.
Speaking of positives, I will point out I really did like the music in this. I thought it's Hans Zimmer who did like the Dark Knight trilogy and like Inception and stuff. I thought he did a great job. I thought the music was really good. I'm a bit disappointed we didn't get the original theme in the movie, but that's okay, I guess. At least like. Honestly, Levi, I've already told Jordan this, so I don't know if I told you. But if they played the original movie theme, like in the beginning, like they do in Apocalypse, I would have been amped up and ready to go. I probably would have loved the movie a little bit more.
Right.
But they didn't give me that. They just gave me the credit, like, title, and then they just got right into it.
I kind of appreciate that they got right into it. I know that there was a lot of ground to cover, and I appreciate that they tried to compress it as effectively as possible without doing a long intro scene with a bunch of credits like a lot of other movies do. But at the same time, just so much missing.
Yeah. One thing I do appreciate, and I think could have been great, is that this one's a lot darker than the other ones. Like, tonally. And I think they could have used some of that to... You do good things, but just, again, it doesn't work. Writing, direction, everything's just off. Yeah. So, the thing is, will we buy the Steelbook?
No.
No. God, no.
I mean, if the Steelbook's pretty.
No.
Still no. Don't support this film any more than we already have.
But, like, it's kind of funny, like, a beautiful... visual representation of my relationship to this movie is, you guys know Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, right?
Yeah.
Where the scene where, like, Sean Connery is, like, going through the rubble at the end of India as the Holy Grail temple is falling down, and he falls in a crevice, and Sean Connery's holding him, and he's reaching Holy Grail, and he says, like, Indiana, let it go. That's, like, me and my 5-year-old Brendan self. We're like running like to escape the falling collapse of this X-Men fortress. And he falls in a crevice. He's trying to like grab the Phoenix. And like, Brendan, I can grab it. I can get it. And it's like, no, little B, Brandon. And he like looks up at me with his hopeful eyes, or like has tears running down them. And was like, let it go. And that's like honestly the most heartbreaking thing to me. And now we're just like chilling on the horizon, watching the temple fall down, or everything we loved. As an era is over. But it's okay, the sunrise will come, and that'll be Marvel's version of...
Yeah, in 7 years.
Yep, 6 to 7 years at least.
Eesh. I think we're done with X-Men for now.
Yes, we're done with X-Men. We all agree it's awful.
Yeah, it's pretty much a 0 out of 10 from me.
It's like a 1.5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
Maybe a 2. Maybe a 2 because of the music.
Yeah, and you gave Wreck-It Ralph 2 like a 4, so that's a good scale.
I think I gave that actually like a 5 or a 6 on my IMDb. I might need to check that.
Okay, you're a fucking criminal then.
You're a war criminal.
You need to be lynched. I'm gonna come in that room here after this podcast. You're gonna be dead.
We'll get into Wreck-It Ralph 2. Never.
No, never seeing that again. No, and I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, but anyway, we're done with X-Men. We're done with Godzilla. That's our them. They're awful movies in our opinions. I think Dark Phoenix is a significantly worse movie than Godzilla. Yeah, as long as Godzilla is, I'd rather watch Godzilla a couple times over this.
Yeah,
maybe again because this is just a heartbreaking experience.
Right.
And from that we'll get to a more positive note, kind of.
A positive note. We'll have to see. So
we'll end on a positive note.
Our next subject matter is not, in fact, a film. Instead, it is the video game conference of E3. More specifically, Fallout 76, making a long-awaited return, I guess. I don't know who asked for this exactly. But they've made a lot of updates to the game. They're introducing a couple things, specifically a Battle Royale function, which steals a lot of the concepts and mechanics from Battlefield's Firestorm, Fortnite, which I found strange, and just generally everything good about every other Battle Royale to try to bring the player base back. At least that's what it feels like to me. They've added NPCs, they've added quest lines, it seems like, but other than that, I don't see any more changes. But is that enough to bring back Fallout 76?
Spoiler alert, it's not.
No, hell no. Dude, the entire internet is against this. I'm against this. Like, I'm actually really happy that they did this. I'm glad they updated the game. I'm glad they're like, hey, we know that was shit, so we're gonna make it better. I like that they did that. It's way better than what it would have been if they just left it as that fucking potato that they had before.
Yeah, it was just when that came out, it was such a disaster. I think it got discounted like the first week.
Yeah, the first 3 days, if I remember correctly.
But to like $40, right? Something like that.
I think it went down to 30, didn't it?
Something like that. But yeah, being a newly released game, that is not good.
No, and an open world survival game that maintains itself based on a community as well. That's not worth $60. That is a $20 to $30 concept at best, because there's so limited programming. Everything is player created at that point.
It's a fucking free-to-play concept.
Yeah, it's a fucking free-to-play concept, exactly. There's nothing to the game inherently with the way they had it set up before. At least now, there's some content. And I gotta give them this prop. At least their recovery time was better than Sea of Thieves. Like, Sea of Thieves had a similar thing going with this, except Sea of Thieves was actually a better game to start out with. But Sea of Thieves took like 2 or 3 years to actually get an update, to actually add content into their game. And Fallout 76 has reacted with much more haste to fix their product. And I think they've done something to that degree, at very least.
Yeah, I have... Oh, sorry, Jordan, go ahead. Go ahead.
My personal thing with games like this is always, don't take the fucking cake. It was bad at the fucking start. Don't buy anything else by this fucking company related to this product, because let them learn, don't make shit.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Jordan, you have a lot of experience in online games. You play Final Fantasy 14 all the time, so you're big into the MMO market.
Yep, he's going to be streaming on DLive soon.
Sure, whatever.
Hey, dude, you said if I make partner, you'll start streaming, so that check mark's coming.
The thing of a Fallout game being an online concept, I don't think that could work too well, and it clearly did not.
No.
environment. Yeah. I'm not a huge. I need to point this out. I'm not a huge. I'd much rather sit down and watch a movie than play a video game. But I've never seen a. When it comes to video games, I've never seen a critical lashing quite like Fallout 76. Because when you think about it, they're literally ripping you off when you buy it.
No, yeah, it's a literal scam. You're paying
Yes.
the people that bought this first day must have been like absolutely crushed when they logged into this and realized what the content was, which is literally fucking nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The servers were trash, the concept sucked. It's something that's been done before and done better in other places. It's just, it's a trash game, and I can't believe they had the gall to slap a AAA title on it.
Yeah. I have a friend who bought it day one. His current playtime in it is about 45 minutes.
Good. Fucking should have been less than that.
Yep. Yep.
And then there's that one story about the one person that actually liked this game. And
God bless you, sir.
Yeah.
Put countless hours into it, got such rare loot, and then was banned because they thought he was hacking or something.
Yeah, I know. That story was fucking amazing to me, because it's here you have this one player, this one guy, who's enthusiastic about your product, literally the only guy on Earth that's playing this game, and you just fucking come in with a hammer on this poor fellow. Oh my god. What is happening?
Yeah, it's a disaster.
I know, and this is a Bethesda project. I feel I need to point that out, because we got that JPEG of, Elder Scrolls 6.
I have a
And I am scared.
very strong relationship with Bethesda, how much I like their stuff. There was a time before 76 came out, even with Fallout 4, which I think we all agree is not a great game. It's a playable game. It's a fine game. It's just not as good as it could have been. Even with Fallout 4, they were still in probably my top 3 studios. If I saw a Bethesda logo on the game, I was probably going to buy it because I could get quality guaranteed.
Right.
I think all of us has put in quite a few hours into Skyrim in our lives, especially when it came out.
Oh, absolutely. I was late to the game, but I still played Skyrim practically to death.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Bethesda is very nostalgic for us, because that was around our junior high and high school when they were coming out with those great games like Skyrim, Fallout New Vegas, and stuff like that. And it's just it's sad now, because the only thing that they produce that's good isn't even stuff they make, the Doom games they don't make, they just publish them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
or Dishonored is from Arcane Studios, and Bethesda just publishes it. Bethesda Studios is such a train wreck at the moment.
It really is.
And it's just sad, honestly.
Yeah,
I'd like to also hold on. Go ahead.
It's kind of what's been happening to a lot of really big AAA studios. Bethesda's been going down. EA has been constantly going down.
From
my
the
gosh,
beginning.
EA, dude. Holy
We're
shit.
We're going to get into EA in a second.
Yeah, okay.
And then also, I'm a really big fan, but Square Enix has also been fucking up too.
Did they show the Avengers stuff today, Square Enix, or was that tomorrow?
I think tomorrow, maybe. All I know is they haven't shown it yet.
Because they got an Avengers game coming out that I depending on how it looks, I could be excited. But and to be honest, I can't really judge Square Enix because I haven't really played too many of their games at all. But I've just hearing what Jordan has to say about stuff like Final Fantasy 15, just it makes me not want to.
Honestly, though.
Kingdom Hearts 3, I think, was a train wreck as well.
Yeah. Everyone's Kingdom Hearts 3 is one of those games I noticed everyone seems super hyped about in the beginning, when it came out, man, this game's great, this game's awesome. Then as time went on, as the months went on, the weeks, I noticed a lot of people became slowly more and more negative about it. Because I think the realization came. I think that's another nostalgia goggles thing going on there.
Yeah, you remember when I first started playing 15 when it first came out. I was like, "Oh, dude, this game's so cool! It's so good!" You talked to me a week or two later.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was trash.
Honestly.
What the fuck happened there?
A lot.
Yeah, I'm not a big studio guy, but I feel the need to point out the thing about ESO as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because that was like a preempt to the disaster known as Fallout 76.
Yeah, I remember being really, really excited for that, and then it launched, and I didn't even play it because I heard it was such a disaster upon launch.
It was so bad at launch, dude. It was unplayable.
I heard it's better now, apparently.
It's supposed to be. I hear it has like a fair
playable?
player base.
Like, it's supposed to be playable actually now.
Yeah, they keep releasing like shit for it too, so I don't know.
Yeah, they got another expansion coming out, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that was announced.
Clearly, they're doing something right, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Maybe hopefully the same thing happens. Fallout 76. Like, we need to make this clear to our audience. We don't want things to be bad. We want things to be good. I want X-Men Dark Phoenix to be good. I want Godzilla to be good. I wanted, like, all these Bethesda games to be good.
No, yeah, absolutely.
No. Yeah.
No one wants something to be bad. That's not a thing.
No.
Like, it's really easy to shit on these things because they're all piles of shit.
True.
But at the same time, there's potential here for greatness, and it really sucks that it's not realized.
Yeah. Yeah, because Bethesda, the only thing I'm excited for, of course, is Doom Eternal, which is, like, maybe you want to punch a wall and scream and go, like, murder and pillage the village. You know?
Murder and pillage the village.
Yeah. Anyway, carrying on. Let's talk about EA first. With that Star Wars game.
Yeah, the one that looks like the Dark Souls of Star Wars games. That's its
oh my
god.
I'm sorry, I have to point this out. I'm going through my notes, and there was an ad that popped up. Do you know that Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader is now hosted by John Cena?
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh
now
my
I
gosh.
need to watch Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. That's
it's on Nickelodeon, too.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Dude,
Sign me the fuck up.
This is the greatest news since fucking sliced bread.
I don't know how you, the public or, audience is familiar with John Cena, but I guarantee you John Cena is the best part of whatever he does. And he, even in the Amy Schumer movie, Trainwreck, he was the best part of that movie.
That's such a strange choice for a host of that show, though. Just think has the content of the show changed? Because,
Probably.
All the
concussions. It's on Nickelodeon now, so probably.
Yeah, John Cena just straight up fucking pile drives a kid if they get an answer wrong.
Yeah. EA with their new Star Wars game, and of course their countless sports games.
Yay.
Yeah, the microtransaction field.
The ones that you keep buying, Brendan.
Yeah, stop supporting this shit.
No! No! Consume product! Consume product!
No,
don't ask questions!
No, you don't. Do not buy WK 2020.
I will.
I will fucking kill
Honestly, Levi, it's the same thing every year. It was 2K19 and 2K18. I was like, you know what, last year this game was shit. I'm not buying the new WWE game. I'm not doing it. And I was 2 weeks beforehand, I'm like, they released something like, oh my gosh, you can play as Randy Savage in this one. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pre-order it.
No.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy the $90 deluxe edition.
It doesn't even mean anything in game, though.
Yeah, it just has the season pass, and that's it. And the pretty cover.
Yeah, no.
And that's it.
Come on, dude. You're smarter than that.
I'm gonna buy it. And the same thing goes for this EA Star Wars game. As much of a disaster as both Battlefronts have been at launch, and progressively just gotten better. I will defend Battlefront 2 now. The current state of Battlefront 2. I think it's actually a legitimately good game now.
Right.
It wasn't at launch, but this is now. But
I can go ahead and say that Apex Legends is a pretty quality product overall as well. I mean, they haven't done anything with it, and I honestly feel like the game is stagnated to the point of idiom. But at the same time, it's a solid concept. It's well executed. It worked on launch, which is very unusual for an EA product.
I'm going to be honest with you. I completely was confused of why you were bringing that up. Then I remembered it's an EA game, and it doesn't feel like an EA game.
No, it doesn't at all. It's such an outlier.
Of why you're bringing that up, and I was like, oh yeah, those guys
EA.
did it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I never thought about it either. I was blocking out the logo that I saw on the loading screen.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but that at very least speaks to the fact that they are at least trying with something.
Jedi Fallen Order. It's their take on a single player Star Wars story mode. game. A lot of people are complaining about the gameplay of Village because the combat looks very slow and very Arkham Knighty. I'm gonna buy it day one. Obviously, I'm gonna pre-order it, the deluxe edition.
Yeah, from what I understand of the gameplay, it's gonna be a lot of dodging, blocking, and rolling, which makes me really think that it's gonna be trying to emulate Dark Souls.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a terrible decision.
And then I'm gonna
the Star Wars community does not like a difficult game.
Yeah, and we know how it's gonna go. Like all more stuff's gonna come out about it, and it's gonna look more. And I'm gonna be in line to go get it at GameStop, and you're both gonna look at me like, "Have you learned nothing?" Like, no, I haven't.
Yeah, you're gonna pick that up right alongside WK 2020 when they let you play as Ronda Rousey's left foot.
Yeah,
just that part.
Just left foot. If you want to play if you want to play the rest of Ronda Rousey, you have to get season pass.
All season pass characters are body parts of Ronda Rousey. Then come together and form the Megazord of Ronda Rousey.
If you want to play the other body parts of other wrestlers, you have to get season pass because it's like just like the arms of the Undertaker or just like the torso of John Cena.
Yeah, and they're all in loot boxes. You can't buy them specifically. They are loot box items.
Or just the anus of Randy Savage.
And with that comes the character creator, where you can fuse all the different body parts to create your own wrestler. The arms of Randy Savage with the legs of John Cena.
Give it to me with the head of Hulk Hogan.
And the chest of Undertaker.
Yeah. Give it to me. Give it to me. See, Jordan, you should be making 2K20. I'd buy your game.
Yeah,
that sounds honestly like a better product than whatever.
Than what I pay for what I pay like $90 to $100 a year. Yeah, probably.
Good God.
Yeah.
Is there any other standout games we want to talk about here?
Borderlands 3.
Borderlands 3 looks amazing. Borderlands 3 looks fantastic.
It's gonna be awesome. I know I gotta finish up 2, but I honestly kind of just want to wait for this one.
No. I haven't pre-ordered it yet. I need to do that, actually.
I'm not going to pre-order it. I'll just pick it up in store.
Yeah. But you need those awesome pre-order bonuses, like that one skin or whatever. I don't know.
I don't want that. I don't care.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Consume product.
Consume product, you whore.
Consume product. Oh, you get Sunene. Hey, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow.
Yeah. It's just... The EA and Star Wars games, I'll never learn. And I'll keep buying their games, hoping to get a good game. I'll probably never will, but it'll happen. Anyway, yeah, so Borderlands 3 looks great. Cyberpunk 2077 looks amazing.
It's got freaking Keanu Reeves in it, dude.
Keanu Reeves. You can't go wrong with Keanu Reeves. This hasn't been shown yet, but I thought Death Stranding looked... Their 8-minute trailer last week looked pretty incredible.
Okay, so the thing about Death Stranding is that one where it's the mailman one, right?
The walking simulator.
Yeah, the walking simulator where you're a mailman.
With Daryl from Walking Dead.
Yeah, okay, so I really feel like that's going to be overall a story-driven experience.
Yes.
I honestly can say that I draw very little enjoyment out of story games. The only outlier that I can think of is the one that I'm playing right now, which is A Plague Tale: Innocence, because there's a lot of game mixed in there. But the way this is looking...
It is.
Yeah, no, A Plague Tale: Innocence is a fantastic game, and I will absolutely let you play that on my computer, because it's $40 fucking. Nice. Good God. It's well worth the price, though, I assure you. But the thing about it is, this looks like it's going to be literally a walking simulator. Maybe some puzzle, stealth probably. I don't see this game having combat. And that is honestly distressing to me.
It's funny, I can imagine the studio, going to Kojima, the director, and be like, we need to show some innovative gameplay. We'll show them the ladder.
Yeah, seriously.
Find the ladder.
You need to find the ladder.
Then Arcane Studios, the guys that did Dishonored, which is some of my favorite games of all time. They revealing a game that I thought was going to be Dishonored 3, but it was not. It was a game called Deathloop. and I'm excited for Deathloop, but I'm sad it's not Dishonored 3. Yeah, then that happened. There's a couple other games. Anthem, some DLC for Anthem. Nobody cares.
No, okay, so getting right back into the EA discussion. Right after they pulled themselves like kind of out of the pit with Apex, they just threw themselves back down there and committed suicide with Anthem. Oh my god, that game is atrocious.
Yeah, I haven't played it and never will. I don't want to.
I've seen gameplay of it. I've read reviews on it, and I don't want to touch it with a 10-foot stick because it looks like Fallout 76, a little bit better than that, but barely.
And Jordan, this is not a game for me, but it's more for you and our friend Zach. Dragon Ball Z, the new fighter game.
It's so good.
It looks so beautiful, dude. Honestly, those action scenes.
Was this one of the surprise
Pristine.
announcements, like a game we weren't expecting?
Oh no, we caught wind of it like last year, I believe it.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Some nice subtle lead up there.
Yeah.
Yes. I was going back to those Elder Scrolls Blades on Switch. I don't know if you guys have played Elder Scrolls Blades, but it's they're basically their Skyrim version of a mobile game.
Huh.
Yes. Do you want to unlock this house? Give us $2.
Good God, why do they do
Why?
that?
You want this weapon? $2.
Okay, I understand that mobile games are like a cash cow that can be used to benefit other projects and shit, but I don't feel like you should use an IP like Elder Scrolls and just tarnish that shit with a crappy mobile game that's pay to win.
Yeah.
Because then the entire series and future installments, people are going to be scared.
Yeah. Even the best mobile games are
dude,
cash cows.
I am honestly terrified for the upcoming Elder Scrolls 6. Like, all we've had is a JPEG presentation, and I am scared.
I am hoping that, like, the only reason Fallout 76 and everything is such a disaster is because of putting all the effort. That is, like, my only thing. That's probably not what's happening, but that is what my hope is. Because I'm so terrified. Because, can you imagine, like, waiting 10 plus years for Elder Scrolls 6? Like, getting it first day, putting it in, and it's bad.
Dude,
I can imagine that.
I can imagine that, yeah.
Oh, God.
I can absolutely...
I don't want to imagine that.
Dude, I can fucking see that happen.
Feeling.
I can see that happening.
I don't want to imagine that.
If they release the game 5 years from now, it could very well be Fallout 76, but it's Elder Scrolls.
Alright, guys.
Fallout 76 2.
Good God.
So, day one, Elder Scrolls 6 comes out. You grab it, you put it in your PS4, PS5, whatever. You put it in. Game starts up, you hit new game, wake up on a wagon. Oh, you're finally awake, are you?
Back in Skyrim, boys.
Aw, shit, here we go again.
Oh my God.
And yeah, plot twist is it's just Skyrim again, but with better graphics, like the last one. Like
it's got better water, specifically.
No, this one will have better sunlight.
Yeah, this one will have better lighting effects.
Yes.
Actual light.
Oh God, that was such a carny move when they were releasing Skyrim on PS4 and they showed that graphic footage that was so much better than it actually was.
Yeah, that was so.
And the thing was, if you actually look back on the trailer, there's a little tiny text note at the bottom right corner of that footage that says mods.
Really?
Yes.
Good God.
With mods.
Dude, Bethesda's been fucking up.
They legit use created mods to do that.
Oh my
get that trailer footage.
God.
Yeah.
Hell. Good God.
Yeah.
And the community for Skyrim, dude, has been so fucking cool. They've created literal expansion level projects for Skyrim.
Entire new missions.
No, entire new games.
Yeah.
It's insane what the community has done to keep Skyrim alive. And Bethesda has just been fucking shitting all over them. I know they did that thing
Creation Club.
Yeah, they did that shit where you gotta pay for mods, which is just absolute bullshit.
And it's not even their creator mods, it's their mods. It's like the same thing in Fallout 4. It's their mods, it's not creator mods.
Yeah, so it's trash. Because they've lost passion for their games.
Yes.
But the main thing, fuck, and he kind of got me off track with that. But all right, aneurysm intensifies. Hold on, I got to recover my brain cells.
Yeah, but yeah, the Skyrim community has been awesome for all these years and kept the game alive.
That's what it was. Okay, I got it. So when they did that humorous display of like playing Skyrim on the fridge release, which was supposed to be really funny,
Or the Alexa.
yeah, the Alexa one too.
Yeah.
I am so sad because I feel like that's going to fucking happen. I feel like the next installment of fucking Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be played on a goddamn fridge.
And the most insulting thing they did with Skyrim when they released on PS4 is still charge $60 for it.
No, yeah, I know. Full release price.
The water effects are better. Give us $60, you bitch.
Yeah, there's nothing new in the game. It's just the same game. We know you're going to buy it again because this is a good product, and, you know, we're just going to shove it down your face. Get in there. And it's not... Oh, also, there's game-breaking bugs in there still that we haven't fixed. Oh, well, you know, we'll get to that eventually.
Never does.
No, never.
God.
I'm appalled with how they've handled Skyrim in particular.
And we'll just go really quickly over Microsoft stuff, because I don't think any of us has an Xbox One.
I hope they sink into the fucking earth.
I hate you, green white devil.
You green white devil, get the fuck out of here.
Gears of War 5.
I don't care.
Who cares?
I don't care either.
I loved Gears of War 1, 2, and 3. I went to a friend's house specifically to grind Gears of War 4. It was terrible. And then I did the same thing with another friend to do the spin-off, and that was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't get into Gears of War 5 at all. And the whole point of this is to get me to buy an Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not going to do it. Halo Infinite.
Who cares?
I
haven't cared
about Halo.
Reach, I'm sorry.
I like the look of the trailer. It looks a lot more simplified, a lot more easy. It seems like they're going back to a simpler time, and I like that. It seems like they're moving towards a battle royale.
Yeah.
Everything fucking needs a battle royale. And for some of you viewers who weren't in here earlier, Fallout 76 is getting a battle royale. So, you know, raise your pitchforks and get ready to go murder that absolute piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I haven't cared since Halo Reach. I thought Halo 4 was really disappointing. I thought Halo 5 was just straight up bad.
Yeah, no. That's the general consensus.
Yeah.
Jeez. No, Halo Reach was the peak of Halo.
Yeah.
That was the best multiplayer, the best story, the best mechanics. It had everything. And
it was great.
It
was the main reason I had an Xbox 360.
Oh yeah, I still have my copy of Reach, dude.
Yeah.
It's just sitting over here. I lost its case years ago. I keep it in an old CD case. It says Christmas Play on it.
Nice.
Christmas Play Reach.
Yeah, that's basically a summary of E3. That happened today anyway.
Yeah, and that's
There's still some stuff coming on later, like the Square Enix Avengers game, which I'll probably be excited for.
We'll have to see with how Square Enix has been.
Yeah. Oh, and then they announced the Borderlands 2 DLC today that was released today.
Wait, it was released already?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get that.
Yeah, get that. Get that.
Wait, what is it?
It's a tie-in for 3. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Okay. That might be something to explore.
Once you actually beat the game.
I'll get there. I'll get there.
And then, of course, Xbox announces another new console.
Project Scorpio, but for real this time.
Yeah.
Wait, did they
Project
announce...
Scorpio is technically Xbox One X. That's all really it is.
I know,
apparently.
but like actually something different.
Yeah. Project Scarlet.
Really?
Jeez.
Yes, it's supposed to be is their new thing. It's supposed to be like 4 times more powerful than the Xbox One X.
So it'll work this time.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Dude, you can only hope with Xbox, especially... Hold on, can I just say real quick, the Xbox app on Windows is a piece of shit. Like,
well, that's not a surprise.
No, it's really not, but still, I feel like it could have been optimized for how long it's been out. It's been out with fucking Windows 10 for as long as the OS has existed. But Xbox One, fucking broke on launch, basically. It was the same as Xbox 360, just didn't fucking work. And now with this new console release, I just have no faith in them. Tech-wise, at very least.
And is it just me, or does it feel like every E3 Microsoft announces a new console?
Honestly.
Yeah, fucking seriously, dude. Good God.
Yeah.
Because they're they're really trying to...
I want to buy an Xbox, but I don't want to because they'll have a new... It's like buying a phone.
It's like buying from Apple.
Hey! It's my boys. Charging me $1,000 for a phone.
That's dumb.
Jeez.
You're dumb.
Yes, I am.
Did you buy that?
The Xbox, the iPhone XR? Yes, I did.
Oh my God, dude.
But I got an iPad.
Congratulations.
Which I'm on right now, so I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, that's E3. I don't have any more to add about anything. I've got a lot off my chest today. This really was a therapy session with the boys. And I'm grateful for this experience. I hope we can do it again.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Very
Next
cool.
week sometime, maybe?
Yes, indeed. Next week, perhaps we can talk about the new hit film of the summer that has been haunting me for months. Men in Black International.
What about the Sonic movie? When's that piece of shit coming out?
February. January, February, something like that.
Okay, thank God. So we don't have to deal with that.
You have roughly 6 to 7 months till you commit suicide. Basically, that's what that's saying.
Fantastic. I get to
I'm like
live
the only
a
Sonic
little bit
fan
longer.
here, aren't I?
True. Yeah.
I think Shadow the Hedgehog.
Shut the fuck up. But
I'm like, what's a Tails?
He's a fox.
He's a fox? Oh
He's
my God.
He's a gay little fox.
Ooh.
Exactly.
With 2 tails that he uses to fly momentarily.
I'm not a Sonic fan, I just know the trailer's awful.
Yeah, the trailer's god-awful.
Yeah, anyway. I think it's time to wrap it up. How long have we been live, Levi?
We have been live for 2 hours, 35 minutes, and 18 seconds.
Holy shit!
It's been a while, guys, but it's been real fun.
Well, this has been the first episode of the Good, the Bad, the Ugly podcast. We had some ups and downs, like the X-Men franchise, but no, we actually ended on a good note, I think.
Yeah, fairly good. We got some fairly good news.
We have groundwork. We're going to keep testing the waters. We're going to get better as time goes on.
Exactly. And
Anyway,
thank you to all my existing followers that dropped in for this little
Thank you to everybody for joining us. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you to our sponsor, Audible.
We're not sponsored by Audible. We're sponsored by Mountain Dew Game Fuel. We gotta drink the fuel to get the game.
Don't spread fake sponsors. We can get sued for that.
Fake news.
Hold on. They're not sponsoring us, but they could be.
But they aren't.
We have to entice them.
Oh, you know what? No, I'm gonna give Levi $1. You're now sponsored by the Moldy Lemon podcast.
Fuck yeah.
Yes. So thank you to our sponsor, the Moldy Lemon podcast. Plug.
Levi, I'll give you $1 too. You're now sponsored by Japan.
Not just anybody in Japan. You're sponsored by Japan.
Oh my
The
gosh.
entirety of Japan.
Alright, guys.
Anyway,
hold on, real
Brendan.
quick. Yeah, hold on. Before we end this out, I gotta say, Sente, thank you so much for hanging around and being active in the chat, dude. You really carried the chat while we've just been fucking shitting out our ass over here. And I want to thank you for that. Yeah,
thank you. You're the
man.
best. All right. Anyway, this has been Brendan.
I'm gonna give you mod status. There you go.
Goddamn, I'm trying to end this thing.
All right.
That was easy.
All right.
This has been Brendan.
Levi.
Jordan.
Thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week and wanting to die more.
And
we need to. This is Jordan's fun fact and opinion of the week.
Yeah. Fun fact, guys. If you're ever feeling really lonely, buy a dog and a jar of peanut butter. Anyways, see you later.
True that.